This is the Preston Indians pregame show. Coming up, we'll take a look at tonight's game. We'll hear from the coach and look at the pregame stats all leading up to tonight's action. You're listening to live coverage of the Preston Indians on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com. And a very pleasant good evening, everybody, as we welcome you here to tonight's game, the final game of the 2018 season, as Preston is playing at home tonight as the Snake River Club comes here to Preston to take on the Preston Indians. Preston winning last week, evening their record at 4-4, and with a win tonight, can actually pick up a winning record for the first time in quite a few years here with a win here tonight. For Snake River, in a self-admitted rebuilding year, they have struggled. They are just 1-6 on the year. Went through a situation where they changed their starting quarterback. We'll talk a little bit more about that as we go on through the game. They now have a starting quarterback who's a sophomore by the name of Mitch Lindsay, who hasn't done too bad. He won his first start, but then has lost 2 in a row since then. So they are 1-6 so far on the year. John Slaughter, Val Cook, both joining me on the broadcast here tonight. Val, we have seen this Preston club really mature over the last few weeks, picking up 3 big wins in a row, and able to up their record to now to a even record at 4-4 on the year. And last week, they picked up a very big win against the Pocatello Club, who had beaten them 8 straight times.
Exactly. They are definitely peaking at the right time of the year, this being the last regular season game. By the way, senior night tonight, but last regular season game. And they're just coming on strong. Ever since that shutout that they experienced in Holderita.
Right.
I keep going back to that.
Right.
I've talked about it pretty much every game, but since then. But you've seen the momentum change. And they lost the game right after that, but they lost it even though they improved their performance. And ever since that game, win. So how do I say this? Their psyche changed in that one game.
Right.
And they've been able to hold on to the positive side of things and advance it and move it forward and build their momentum going in to hopefully through tonight and into the playoffs.
Right, absolutely. Winning is contagious.
Yes.
Exactly what you're trying to say, and that's exactly what we've seen. From the other side, for Snake River, as we mentioned, a self-admitted rebuilding year in which they're having. But the important thing for Preston is, even though they're a young team and they're struggling, you can't look past them to what is going to be a playoff game next week.
Exactly. No, you can't. And I think Coach Thorson, he might have touched on that in our pregame interview.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I haven't heard it yet. But that is something I'm sure he's very concerned about. And he has been able to project that and rein in looking past an opponent in his players' minds for the last 3 weeks. And he's got a magic touch somehow of making them focus on the task at hand.
Yep.
And take care of business now, and we'll let the future worry about itself.
In case you haven't seen or haven't heard, the playoff pairings are out for the Idaho State playoffs. And for Preston, they have a daunting task ahead of them. They have a 4.5-hour bus ride as they are going to have to get on the bus, and they're going to have to travel to Middleton, just the other side of Boise, and then get off the bus and then try to get loose enough to play after being cooped up in a bus for over 4 hours.
Well, hopefully, maybe they'll go down a day early. That could be. Let's hope. I'm sure Coach Thorson has something that he's got planned and is ready for it. But understand the volleyball players played Middleton today.
Yes.
I don't know how that came out.
I'm not sure either. Maybe we'll look that up here while
I didn't. I'm sorry to change the subject.
That's okay.
We're talking about Middleton, and that crossed my mind. So
that's okay.
Yeah.
So last week, a big win over Pocatello. What we're going to do is we're going to take a timeout. We're going to come back, and then we're going to relive some of the high points of the win last week against Pocatello. We'll do all that as we continue on the Indian pregame show on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
Are you looking for a better interest rate on your bank accounts or checking account? Then Lewiston State Bank has the answer for you. This is Robert Stevenson, and I'm here to tell you about our MyRate checking account. It is a free checking account that can earn a high interest rate on the first $25,000. This rate is even higher than most savings accounts. So stop by and visit me at our Logan branch on 3rd South in Maine, or go to our website at ls-bank.com and ask us how you can qualify for this high interest rate on your checking account. Lewiston State Bank, a division of People's Intermountain Bank, member FDIC.
Since 1958, when the farmers of Franklin County rolled equipment into the fields for harvest, most of them were rolling on Ron Keller tires, because Keller Tire has the right tires for tractors, combines, swathers, bale wagons, and the trucks that haul hay and grain to market or storage facilities. To keep that equipment rolling during the busy harvest season, Ron Keller Tire also has a fleet of service trucks that make repairs in-field to minimize downtime. Best wishes for a safe and productive harvest from Ron Keller Tires in Preston and North Logan. As one of the region's most visited websites, MyLocalRadio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on MyLocalRadio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit MyLocalRadio.com today to stream it all live.
Home sweet home. That's where you go for a home-cooked meal, a good night's sleep, and, well, people who just like you for who you are. So if you call Cache Valley home, we hope you'll call West Motor home. Home to Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and of course home to Ram trucks. West Motor Company is home to so many car buyers in this area. It's because they treat you right and give you the best deal they can possibly finagle. Simply put.
And welcome back to the Preston Indian pregame show. We're looking back at last week's game, the win over Pocatello. Game was scoreless into the latter stages of the first quarter. That's when Pocatello was forced to punt. Preston blocked the punt. It was covered by Garrett Ward in the end zone for the first points of the game.
As ball is bad, snap blocked into the end zone. It's going to be covered by Ward for the touchdown. So the punt was blocked. Ward hustled to get it in the end zone, and it's a Preston touchdown.
After the block punt, Preston kicked the ball back to Pocatello, and on the first play from scrimmage, Pocatello fumbled, recovered by Preston. After a 29-yard completion to Scott Dunn, Caleb Peck ran 5 yards to make it 14-0.
Play with a first down. Run right. It's Peck racing to the corner. He's in. Touchdown. Peck goes for 5 and another touchdown.
With time running out in the first half and the score 14-7, Ty Hyde connected with Scott Dunn for a 22-yard touchdown pass, his first of 3 touchdown passes on the night.
There go 3 receivers left again. Dunn, the lone receiver here on the right. Peck, the lone running back, standing on the right shoulder of Hyde. Hyde looking left. Comes back right, goes to Dunn, down in the corner, and it's caught. Did he get a foot down? Yes, touchdown.
That was a great catch. He went up high, and, that's one good thing about Scotty Dunn is he does have some hops, but he was right at the back of the end zone, just barely got a foot down from the end line, and made it 6 for the Indians.
That score made it 21-7 headed to the halftime break. In the third quarter, Isaiah Smith increased the lead on a 21-yard touchdown run.
7:10 to play here in the first half.
Smith on
jet sweep. Boy, he's got a corner, and it's a touchdown.
Yeah, Smith got a great block out here on the side by Riley Parker, and there was one other blue shirt out here, 25 by Tate Green. 2 great blocks, freed him up to the end zone. He was able to hit the corner real quick.
21-yard run is good enough for the touchdown.
In the fourth quarter, Hyde connects with Luke Smaley for their second touchdown throw of the night and extended the lead to 34-13.
They'll go 2 setbacks again. Twins to the far side. Single receiver out here is Knapp. Looking, throwing deep. It's Smaley out there. He's got it. Down to the 5. Spin move. Touchdown. Smaley. 49 yards.
Great throw. That's the kind of throw you like to see Ty throw. He gave the receiver time enough to get down the field, had enough time to throw the ball, and Smaley ran under it. Made a great move on the 3-4 yard line, spin move into the end zone.
The Indians closed out the scoring on the night when Hyde threw his third scoring pass of the evening. He found Gordon Knapp for 36 yards and another touchdown.
The second down and 12 play from deep. They go to Knapp. He's got it. Touchdown. 36 yards. Gordon Knapp brings it in. And they extend the lead.
That's his first reception for a touchdown this season. They've used him as a decoy a lot.
Preston would end up winning the game by the final score of 40-20. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll visit with Coach Eric Thorson. We'll get his thoughts on the win over Pocatello and tonight's game coming up against Snake River. This is the Indians pregame show on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
When you work as an auxiliary member at the Franklin County Medical Center, your service is felt by all of Franklin County. Register to become an auxiliary worker at noon on October 8th at the Franklin County Firehouse. Auxiliary members receive free flu shots, appreciation gifts and dinners, a Christmas party, a discount in the Simply Gifts shop, plus you'll make new friends and develop new leadership skills. Come and learn all the great ways you can serve as an auxiliary member. The auxiliary recruitment meeting will be held October 8th at noon at the Franklin County Firehouse.
Behind every project is a True Value. At Stokes Market and True Value in Preston, whether you need hardware, dog food, tools, batteries, plumbing supplies, paint, or cleaning products, you'll find them all. Plus a whole lot more at Stokes Market and True Value. With a large inventory, you'll find all the big name brands you trust and low prices every time you visit. So whether you're just starting or you're in the middle of a project, stop in today and visit our friendly, knowledgeable staff. Stokes Market and True Value, 217 South State Street, Preston.
When you see that big green dinosaur, whether at your favorite gas station or convenience store on the side of a delivery truck, you know quality Sinclair products are available there from Hall Oil Company. Hall Oil is a family-owned and operated business that's been serving folks in Cache Valley since 1947. They're your local fuel and oil broker with a low-price guarantee. Another guarantee that's been really important this winter is that when you fill your fuel tanks with premium winter diesel fuel from Hall Oil, it's guaranteed not to gel even when the temperature drops below zero. It's the no-gel guarantee from Hall Oil Company.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
So I'm a typical banking customer.
And I'm a nearby ATM.
And I'm taking $20 out of my account.
And I'll process that $20 and take back $4.
Why do machines designed to give us money end up taking it right back? Introducing Kasasa, the free account that pays refunds on ATM fees and a lot more. To find a free Kasasa checking account near you, search Kasasa.
Ask for free Kasasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union, federally insured by the NCUA.
Welcome back to the Preston pregame show. Preston and Snake River coming up here in just a little bit from Preston High School. We'll spend a couple of minutes with Coach Thorson before we get ready for tonight's game. Senior night. That's always got to be a fun time to help celebrate these guys' careers. They wrap up their regular season here tonight.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The seniors, they've been special all year. They've played together. They love each other. And, this is a special night. Last time they get to play on this field.
Do you remember back when you were playing? Do you remember anything about your senior night?
Oh, I think every high school football player does. I think he does. So, yes, I do.
Last week, the game here against Pocatello, you guys came out, you played well, and really kind of put it on them.
Yeah, it was a great night. Fortunately, a lot of things went the way we wanted them to, and just a special night for this team. They're trying to get back in the fight, be competitive, and that game I feel raised the bar for us to where now they can expect, they still have to earn everything, but they expect to be better.
Let's talk a little bit about this game tonight against Snake River, a team that's admittedly in a rebuilding mode this year after getting off to a tough start. But it's a young team, but it's still a team that you can't look past.
Oh, for sure. Snake River is a traditional powerhouse, and it's a very dangerous game. Tonight is a very dangerous game for us. So we've got to be ready.
It's the true definition of a trap game, a game that could look easy on paper with a more difficult one coming up in the future, but you can't afford to do that.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I've talked to people about playoffs this, playoffs that, and I keep going, guys, we've got this we've got this construction zone in the middle. We've got to take care of this business on our road. We've got to make sure that's good, or we could have a hard week next week leading into the playoffs. So that's been the thing all week is we need to respect them. We need to play the way we play, and just we could end up in a trap game. We're going to be in a trap game here, so we've got to come out strong. Don't wait for someone else to make the play. We got to play it like we were playing Pocatello last week.
We'll take a timeout. We'll come back a little bit more with Coach Thorson right after this on F1055 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
Do you like...
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric. It's what we do.
Do you like earning interest on your money? If so, Lewiston State Bank has the account for you. This is Shelley Austin, and I'm here to tell you about our MyRate checking account. It is a free checking account that can earn a high rate of interest on the first $25,000. The rate is even higher than that of most savings accounts. So stop by and visit me at our Tremonton branch, or go to our website at ls-bank.com and ask us how you can qualify for this high interest rate on your checking account. Lewiston State Bank, a division of People's Intermountain Bank, member FDIC.
Welcome back to continue our conversation with Coach Thorson as we get ready for the game here against Snake River here tonight. Of course, the playoff draw came out earlier this week, and it's kind of a tough draw, having to drive all the way to Middleton and then get off the bus and play.
Well, yeah, but playoffs is a new season, and what we know going into there is that there's 16 teams and we're one of them, and that's what we're going to be after. So, we're like I said, just like with everyone else this week, everyone wants to talk Middleton, so there we go.
Yeah, okay, I'll stand in line. Okay, I admit it. Last week I asked you which was more important, a winning season or making the playoffs. You've clinched one of those, and tonight with a win at even 500 going in, you can clinch the other half and pick up a winning season for the year.
Yeah, and that would be very special. That is really something I want these players to be able to look back on. I know they want to, so that's got to drive us tonight. Everything's got to be about winning this game tonight.
We talked about Ty Hyde the last couple of weeks, but I wanted to ask you one thing. What has changed in him the last 3 weeks? He's gotten into where he's thrown for personal highs. He's thrown for almost 700 yards combined over the last 3 weeks. What's changed? Is it a better understanding of the offense, just a better understanding of what he needs to do?
Well, I think he is. He's just been growing into that position. He didn't get to play JV quarterback. He didn't get to play Little League quarterback. And I strongly feel he's the right player for the position. He is the obvious, he's the leader as far as the players will respond to him. And so, a lot of people will banter back and forth about athletic ability and he throws a long ball or this person runs or whatever. And really at the high school level, a solid 4A program is going to find the player that the other people will rally around, and he's your quarterback, and then you draw up your offense from that. He's just growing. And he came out strong. I can't remember the exact numbers, but he had high numbers with Jerome. He had high numbers with Canyon Ridge. And just like any of us, he started wondering, was spooked a little at Century, was a little hesitant, and that's just part of the growth process. So I couldn't be more pleased in what he's doing and the team responding to rally as an offense. And I just look for that to keep, if he can pull 290 yards a night, in a season, I don't know the numbers, but that's big. And I'm a math teacher, but that's big numbers. So.
That is big numbers, and I mean, I'm like you. I'll take that again every night. Not only this week, but every week you have still possible to play coming up in the near future. Good luck tonight, and enjoy senior night.
Thank you. Thank you for covering us.
Coach Thorson. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with more on the pregame show right after this on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
In addition to local information and the best live coverage of local sports, you can stream music 24/7 at mylocalradio.com. Log on and choose the music you like best. Classic or modern country, indie, adult contemporary, or classic rock. Stream it live through your computer or cell phone. Listen to the music you want and don't miss the information you need. Like us on Facebook and visit mylocalradio.com today. As the seasons change, it's a good time to take a close look at your car and truck tires. Check the tread and look for signs of uneven wear. If you have a question, stop by Ron Keller Tire and have one of the tire experts take a look. If you need new tires to get you safely through, they'll help you select the right tires for your vehicle and driving style. With a huge inventory from several manufacturers, Ron Keller Tire can care for your tire needs at a price that's right. You can trust all your tire needs to Ron Keller Tire in Preston and North Logan.
Welcome back to the pregame show. Our thanks again to Coach Eric Thorson for some of his time to visit here before the game. Take a look at some of the other games that were played last night and coming up later tonight. Of course, first of all, big congratulations going out to Westside. They beat Soda Springs last night 42-12. They finished the year 8-0, and they'll be hosting a playoff game next week as they take on Firth. Other games going on tonight. Burley will be at Pocatello, Minico will be at Twin Falls, and Century will be at Jerome. All the games in teams in northern Utah played last night. Logan beat Payson 28-21. They'll take on Pineview of St. George next week. Green Canyon downed Ben Lomond 45-14. They go to Dixie down in St. George next week. Skyview was a 38-13 winner over Mulville, and they head to Snow Canyon next week. And Mountain Crest was a winner over Tooele 49-7, and they will take on Desert Hills next week as well. I don't know how the schedule makers did this. They managed with all the teams in the Logan area taking on all the teams in the St. George area. There's no in between, I guess.
Luck of the draw.
That's right. They're out meeting in the center of the field. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back. Keys to the game and the opening kickoff. It's coming up next on 105.5 FM, AM 1340 at mylocalradio.com.
Health West is a nationally recognized community health center that provides patient-centered health care for everyone. From newborn to complicated care, Health West is always accepting new patients in Medicaid, Medicare, insured, and even if you don't have insurance. Available in 8 locations throughout Southeast Idaho. Call 208-852-3200 for an appointment in Preston. Health West, empowering our patients and communities by providing quality, affordable health care.
If you're doing some cleanup work around the yard, the house, the garage, or the farm, remember, you can turn scrap metal into cash when you take that metal to Idaho Salvage and Metal in Preston. They pay top dollar for aluminum cans, aluminum window and door frames, brass and steel. They take junk cars and trucks, farm equipment, and industrial gear. So rather than taking that stuff to the landfill, park it on the scales at Idaho Salvage and Metal on West Oneida in Preston.
This is Preston Indians football. All the hard-hitting action and pageantry of Indians football is brought to you by Preston Auto Parts, CarQuest, Valley Implements, Ron Keller Tire, Lewiston State Bank, Franklin County Medical Center, My Local Radio, West Motors, Stokes Market True Value, S&T Electric, Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union, and Idaho Salvage. This game is a production of Preston Broadcasting LLC as intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Use of any portion of this production, its accounts or descriptions, in whole or in part, may not be used or rebroadcast without the express written permission of Preston Broadcasting, LLC. And a very pleasant good evening, everyone. We welcome you to Preston High School, the final game of the year. It's senior night. This is the Preston Indians. Tonight will be taking on the Snake River Panthers. Dan Hubbard along with Val Cook and John Slaughter. Glad to have you along with us this evening as the anthem's been played, and we are about ready to play some football tonight. And as we talked about, Val, with Coach Thorson, you got to make sure you don't fall into the trap as this becomes a very big trap game tonight. Looks like an easy game on paper with the playoffs coming up next week.
I like it as an analogy comparing it to the construction on the road. Got to get through the construction first. Let's take care of that.
Right.
And then we'll worry about what's at the end of the road when we get there.
And the way they do that to avoid falling into the trap tonight is they keep the pressure up offensively is what they really need to do. So we'll look for that to happen as we go throughout the game. Preston will kick off here, as they will be kicking off from left to right if you're listening on the radio. And if you are, we're glad to have you with us here this evening. As Preston wearing all white tonight on senior night. As Snake River wearing their road gray, purple trim, purple numbers, and gray helmets. As we are about ready to kick it off here tonight, as Andrew Iverson will put the toe to it to get things started. Iverson, nice kick down the middle, as it's going to be knocked down there and picked up. Couple of moves, as I believe that was Kobe Trejo, number 12, able to return that ball across the 15 up to about the 17-yard line, where he was brought down there by a host of white-shirted Preston Indians, and the offense will come out onto the field here for the first time for Snake River. For Snake River, it's been a very difficult and very interesting year for them. It's the first time in 28 years that they will not be going to the playoffs. In fact, their starting quarterback this year, as they line up a power formation, single setback, they hand it off inside, across the 20 up to about the 24, as getting off the bottom of the pile is Trenton Young, their returning all-state performer from a year ago. So their starting quarterback for the first few weeks of the season was Bridger Way. They lost the first 4 games, and he lost his starting job. And it was handed over to Mitch Lindsay, who won their first start and then has lost the next 2. And they're only 1-6 so far on the year. Again, they go inside, then breaks a tackle, nice run, gets across to the 35 out to the 40-yard line. And he's brought down there for a first down.
20-yard gain on first down. That's how you want to start a game.
That's a first down for the Panthers. Their first of the year, or first of the night, I should say.
They're giving him 19 yards, not the 20.
And they're going to keep it on the ground as they run it ahead. They get a couple of yards to get across the 40-yard line.
This time they tried the other side of the line. They came back to the weak side of their line and didn't make near the headway they made on the right side of the line.
There's Trenton Young again getting off the bottom of the pile. 3 straight carries for him. They'll go pro set this time. 2 running backs. Lindsay fakes it to him and throws too long as he tried to get it to Young circling out of the backfield. So the pass goes incomplete. It's going to bring down 3rd down and long. Lindsay on the year since taking over as the starting quarterback in week 5. He's 31 of 62 coming in. That's 50%. He's thrown 3 touchdowns and unfortunately has also thrown a couple of interceptions. So we talk about this being a rebuilding year as they have struggled to put points on the board. We say that with the proviso, as again, Lindsay's going to roll right, and the ball's tipped away right at the last minute. Nice defensive play.
That was beautiful defense.
And now the referee's going to get together to see if they're going to call pass interference on that. Maybe it was just a little bit too good.
They shouldn't. That was an excellent defensive play. He had his arm wrapped around the offensive player, but he had his right hand out in front and deflected the ball.
It sounds like a great explanation. Let's see if the guys in the striped shirts believe it.
Well, they should, because, I mean, I was sitting right here and watched it with my own 40-40 vision.
and they do. As the defense celebrates, they come off, and the punt reception team's going to come on here for – actually, they're going to say it was deflected and intercepted.
And intercepted?
Is the call, yeah.
So I didn't see the interception.
It's going to go as a turnover after the deflection. It was intercepted. So the offense comes out onto the field for Preston. And turnovers and penalties have been a big problem for Snake River. They've had 9 different penalties this year that have extended drives on defensive offside calls.
Oh, wow.
So the defensive line is suspect, so keep an eye on it, and that's part of what happens with a young team.
Having a hard time focus, it sounds like.
They'll go 4 wides. Will Preston here on first down. Lone setback. Standing to the right side of Hyde is Peck. He's going to go deep on the first play, and he's trying to get it to Dunn, and it's too long.
Too long by about 3 yards.
So Hyde comes up empty on his first throw. Go ahead.
I was going to say, what an exciting play from their first play from the line of scrimmage.
That's called, we got a young team. Let's take advantage and see if we can get them down early. We talked with the coach about the numbers that Ty Hyde has put up over the last 3 weeks. He's 41 of 72 in the last 3 games and has thrown for 689 yards and 5 touchdowns in the last 3 games. They're going to come around here to the near side and getting tripped up Isaiah Smith in the backfield. Just as he's getting ready to get his shoulders square and head upfield and get around the corner, someone got a hand on him by his foot, and he ends up losing a couple of yards.
Snake River really stretched that play out a lot further than the offense intended it to go.
Yeah, that was a good defensive play indeed. So 3rd down and about 11, we'll call it. Hyde going to roll left, looking left, throws over the top. He's got a man just a little bit too tall. That's Luke Schmaley wearing number 9 tonight. Since they're wearing their road uniforms, he'll actually wear number 9 instead of his number 3.
That was in and out of his grasp. It hit him right in the hand, but it was a one-handed attempt. Couldn't wrap his other hand around it to bring it in.
Yep, maybe just a little too tall, so it's going to bring up a punting situation here on the first possession for the Indians. 4th down and 11. And Isaiah Smith drops back to punt. Averages about 29 yards a punt. As this is a good line drive, kind of a wobbler. It's kind of going to hit and roll. Schmaley's going to chase it down. He'll chase it down to about the 26 where he'll touch it, and that's where the ball will be called dead, and the Snake River offense will come back out onto the field. First quarter of tonight's game is brought to you by Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Great people, great products, and great prices. Look at the Ron Keller's Tire scoreboard, 9:30 left here in quarter number 1. Each team with a possession and nobody really able to do much of anything offensively so far tonight. So 1st and 10, Snake River at their own 26. Lindsey gives off a little delay handoff. Big hole going up the sidelines, and finally Dunn comes over and knocks the ball carrier out of bounds. Brandon Palmer, number 4, with a big run.
36, 37-yard run.
So Palmer busts off a big run right up the sideline. Good little misdirection play, too, as the Preston defense was following Lindsey on a rollout, but he didn't have the ball. 1st and 10 as the Snake River's over midfield. Handoff again comes this way. That one comes to Young again. Young's going to get just a short game, 1 yard up to the 45-yard line.
Notice every time they go off the right side of their line, they're picking up some big yards. The 2 times they've done that, they've gone over almost, 19 and 37 yards.
Yes, exactly.
They try and go to the left side, and it's just short gains for Snake River.
2nd down and 8. Pro set. Under center is Lindsey. That's Palmer in motion. They'll give it to the deep back. That's Trenton Young. Short gain. Gets up to about the 42-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down and Call it third down and medium, about 6.
Hudson Nilsson in the middle of that defensive line, one of the first ones to hit him. Stopping for short gain.
So another big defensive play here for the Indians. Again, straight ahead, big hole, and picking up the first down and rambling out to the 30-yard line as Gunnar Ramsdale, their senior running back, picks up good positive yardage as he runs the ball out just shy of the 32.
That pro set that Snake River is running is a little more compact than most of the offenses that Preston has seen so far this year.
This time they go single set back with a man in the slot. They'll fake it. Lindsey's going to roll left. He's got a man wide open underneath. That's Rimsdale again. Gets down to about the 20-yard line, and another first down as that's a 13-yard pass play. That's the third first down on this drive. And 1st and 10 as they're just inside the 20-yard line. Twin receivers left. I formation behind Lindsey. They'll go to the deep man, and that is Young, who slipped and fell trying to make a cut in the backfield. He'll lose, half a yard or so, not quite able to get back to the line of scrimmage, and it'll bring up second down.
Trying to make a cut to break it to the outside and went down instead.
7:16. Now make it actually 7:06 left here on the Ron Keller Tires scoreboard here in the first quarter as they go a little bit of a gadget play, like the snap was going to be over somebody's head. And picking up a short gain. See who that is, I believe that was Rimsdale. Picks up 3 on the play. So third down and long again, another big situation here for the Preston defense trying to get off the field. 3rd down and 8. Yeah, Snake River putting together a pretty good drive. Looking, throw over the middle, it's caught. Going to get down near the first down, struggling to get to the 10-yard line. Good quick pass right over the middle.
Short by inches. An excellent defensive stop by Isaiah Smith.
Trying to see who the pass was completed to and couldn't see. Give him 9 on the play, and they'll dive forward and short game, pick up the first down. So Lindsey just puts his head down and goes forward for a yard, pick up the first down.
1st and goal on the 9-yard line.
So 1st and goal from the 9. Give it inside, big hole, getting down near the goal line. Rimsdale gets down close, but not able to get in.
Again, the right side of that offensive line, opening up a little bit of running room.
8-yard gain gets him down to the 1. 2nd and goal as Rimsdale picks up 8. Tell you what, this second drive, the Snake River offense has been able to do just about whatever it wants. As diving, did they get in? Yes, they did. Yep. Touchdown. Rimsdale gets in, 1-yard gain. And it's a 6-0 lead here for the Panthers on the Ron Keller Tires scoreboard. They'll go for 2, and there's a reason for that I'll tell you about here in just a second. They have not kicked a point after this whole year.
Well, that's why they're going for 2.
That's exactly it. As the little toss coming outside. Nice play by the Preston defense to string it out and then bring down the ball carrier, and the 2-point conversion is no good. And that was Young getting off the bottom of the pile.
Andrew Iverson, the first defensive player to hit that runner and keep him out of the end zone.
So the 2-point conversion is no good, and it's going to stay 6-0 here on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard. We're going to line up real quick tonight to give us a chance to get a commercial break in here.
Preston Auto Parts bringing you this first quarter. That would have been the commercial we were going to play.
That's right.
These two teams excited to play. They're not even taking huddles between scores.
That's right. Preston Auto Parts, great people, great products, and great prices. Stop by and see them. They're right there on State here in Preston.
5:20 left in first quarter action, the Ron Keller scoreboard.
Dunn and Iverson back deep, and for the Preston offense, they'll look to get something started this time. I guess now, everybody ran out on the field. Now they're going to take their sweet time kicking the ball off. We could have had time to play a commercial after all. I don't think the kicker there for Snake River likes the feel of that football. So Anthony Harrison, the senior, is going to want a different football off the sideline. And now gets a new one in from the officials. It's like the NFL. They can't do anything with that special K ball to kick.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
They have special balls now. That goes back to the mid '80s when Ray Guy, the punter for the Oakland Raiders, was accused of putting helium in the balls that they would kick for punts.
Yeah.
And it would make the ball hang longer and travel farther. They never proved it made a difference, but that certainly was the accusation. As the kickoff by Harrison gets past Peck, or I should say past Dunn, and rolls into the end zone and come out to the 20. So the Indians have it for their second drive as they get it on the 20-yard line here tonight. As we mentioned, they will have a game next week. They will travel to Middleton. If you had to look at a map like I did to figure out where Middleton was, it's about halfway between Boise and the Oregon border. So it's
about as far as you can go on the other side of the state.
We're going to load up the wagon train next Friday morning, and we're going to head west. Man in motion back to the near side. That makes three receivers this side, but they give it to Iverson straight ahead. Actually, I take it back. That's Peck straight ahead. As Peck knocked down finally about the 28-yard line. It's an 8-yard gain.
Treated him like a pinball in that secondary. Once he got into the secondary, he got hit 2 or 3 different times before he went down.
Second down and about 2. Peck stays in the game. You're going to go over on Hyde's right shoulder. Now Ty says, no, get over here instead. They'll fake it to him. He wants to throw left, and it's going to be incomplete. Tried to get it to Dunn, just out of his reach.
A little bit short. It was a hook route. Dunn didn't turn around quite fast enough and just barely out of his reach.
So Hyde 0 for 3 passing to start the game here tonight in the first quarter. Third down and short. Iverson checks in the backfield. Trips right. Single receiver to the far side. That's the left side of the formation. That's Knapp. And there's the defense jumping again. It's going to cost them another first down. See, what did we say?
That's exactly what you said. 9 already this year. Here's
I believe that's the number. Let me look at my notes. 9 different offside penalties called against the defense, and 4 more coming on 2-point conversions.
And that's just causing first downs.
Right.
Mistakes that gave their opponents first downs. Here's another one, number 10 this year.
So there's 10. Mm-hmm. That's the first flag of the game. Mark it off 5 yards and give Preston their first down of the night. So 1st and 10. Fake it to Iverson, wanting to look, wants to throw. Has a man right down the middle. Beautiful. That is Dunn with a couple of moves to the 20, to the 10. I take it back. It's not Dunn. It's Smaley for the touchdown.
Beautiful run. 66-yard touchdown pass and run. And Smaley puts the Preston Indians on the board, all tied up 6-6 on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard with 4:28 left in first quarter action. The Preston Auto Parts first quarter.
And here's Scott Dunn on to try the extra point to give Preston a 1-point advantage. The snap, the spot, the kick is up, and it hits the upright. No good. He missed the last 2 last week, and he misses the first one here tonight. So he has missed 3 in a row.
And the score remains tied. Should we try and get this ad in?
Yes.
All right. 6-6 on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard. 4:28 left in first quarter action. We'll be back.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
Welcome back. Iverson's kick is a short one. It's going to roll around about the 15-yard line. It's going to be picked up there by Cody Anderson. Anderson comes back across the 20. Then he drops the ball, but I think he was on the ground. Yes, he was.
So line judge was right there. He saw it. The ground caused the fumble.
It's about an 8-yard return, but he ended up running about 25 yards to get there, so he took a very circuitous route. But 1st and 10 is what it'll be at the 26-yard line here for Snake River as they come back out onto the field. Snake River, a very young team. In fact, they start 5 seniors, 4 juniors, and 2 sophomores on offense. Definitely considered to be a rebuilding year, according to the head coach, Jeb Harrison, when I spoke to him earlier this week. As they run straight ahead and get back near the line of scrimmage, and that's really about all. That's Rimsdale getting off the bottom of the pile. Give him a yard on the carry. The thing about rebuilding is, and you have to get your seniors to buy into doing this, because the problem is you're wasting their senior year. Mm-hmm. And you have to be, you have seniors that are going to end up taking the seat, not getting a lot of playing time because you want some of the younger guys to get a playing experience. As they go straight ahead, they get across the 35 up to the 39-yard line. Call it the 38, and that is Rimsdale again getting off the bottom of the pile.
Talk about extracurricular activities like football being a character-building sport, or any extracurricular activity being a character-building activity for a student of this age. Think of those seniors who sacrifice for rebuilding.
That's right. Absolutely. Man in motion comes back this way. They fake it to him. Lindsey wants to throw. He's got a man wide open, and it's just out of the hands of Trenton Young. Incomplete. And Young was behind everybody. If he brings that ball in, he's got an easy Sunday afternoon walk into the end zone. We talked about Lindsey being put in as quarterback, and hats off to Bridger Way. He was their quarterback before,
right?
Who got taken out. He's a junior. But he didn't quit and walk away from the team. You'll see Way, he'll come in, and he'll still be in on some of the plays at the wide receiver spot wearing number 8.
It's nice they found a place for him.
It's, and a lot of guys, they did the old whole ostrich thing, stuck their head in the ground and walked away, but not Bridger Way. He stayed with it. Whistles on now the officiating crew getting together again.
We talk about Ty, our quarterback, and never played quarterback before this year.
Right.
And it's kind of like what you're describing there. The one quarterback wasn't working out. Let's bring in a guy, like Coach said, that the rest of the team will look up to and follow and make him quarterback and build a team around them. Looks like that's what Snake River's trying to do.
They hand it off. This goes to Palmer. Palmer, big hole across the 45, falls forward to the 47 as he picks up 9 on the play.
Right side of the line again for the Snake River.
So Palmer's carried the ball twice and has 46 yards. Again, they'll keep the ball on the ground, again off the right side where they find big positive yardage to pick up another first down. Ramsdale with another big first down as he rumbles for another 7 or 8 yards.
Want to get some of the players' numbers that are playing the line on the right side of that Snake River line, get their names on the air.
They're hard to see.
They are.
Again, another handoff to Ramsdale. Gets up to the, I should say, that's Trenton Young, I should say, as he gets a yard.
Hudson Nilsson coming out of the nose tackle position to stop for the 1 yard gain.
Young coming into the game that I had rushed for 664 yards and had scored 5 touchdowns. As we mentioned before, he was the returning all-state performer last year as a sophomore. Fake the ball. Lindsey wants to throw again. Again going down the middle. A little bit of a hand battle out there, and it's going to fall incomplete as they try to get the ball to Troy Poulter, their sophomore wide receiver. Penalty flag back here in the offensive backfield.
Oh.
That's going to be a roughing the quarterback call against Preston.
My eyes were downfield. I missed it.
So that'll give them another first down and move the ball about 15 yards.
Looking at the right side of that line, it looks like Jacob Lee and number 58, Ty Belknap, are anchoring the right side of that Snake River line, and that is the side that they've been going to, that they're picking up their biggest yardage so far in the game tonight.
2:02 left to play here in the first on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard. Inside handoff. Rimsdale, big hole, rumbles back into the second level. Now another flag comes in at the end of the play as he gets down to about the 15. Mark it at the 17. That's a 13-yard gain. Holding offense. Never mind, we'll push it back.
Okay. That's got to hurt.
Yeah, considering it would have moved the ball to the 17-yard line. And another first down. Instead, they'll push the ball back. Remember, it's 10 yards from the spot of the foul. They'll set the ball down just right about the 29-yard line. So it's going to be first down and 9 from there. Offense hurries to the line of scrimmage. They're going to go one wide with a man in the slot on the right side and whistles right at the start of the play.
Looks like an offside.
Illegal procedure, false start again against Snake River, and now that's their third penalty here.
Interior of that line trying to get a head start on the block. That was a quick developing play.
That's right. We've talked here throughout the first quarter here about Snake River and their rebuilding year and all the different underclassmen that they're playing. The good news is the outlook for next year is bright. Their JV team has gone 8-0 this year.
Oh, wow.
So, they're going to come Rimsdale. No, I take it back. It's Young coming to this side. There's a penalty marker behind the play. He sidesteps one man and gets down inside the 15-yard line. But before we get excited, let's check out the penalty.
It looks like a spot right in a holding area.
Yep, and that's exactly what it is again.
Trying to turn the corner right there and head downfield, and that's exactly where the flag hit, was the spot where
Isn't that penalties on Snake River on 3 consecutive plays now?
1, 2, 3. At least.
The holding penalty, the illegal procedure, and then another holding penalty.
They're going the wrong way.
So 25 yards in penalties in the last 3 plays, and they have their ball all the way back out to the 43-yard line again.
1 minute left in this first quarter. The Preston Auto Parts first quarter. The score is tied 6-6 on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard here in Preston tonight.
And the clock runs down to 46 seconds to play. 2 wides, man in the slot. Now coming back in motion, that's Young. Lindsey is flushed out of the pocket, makes a move, gets around one man, gets by 2 more. Still on his feet, down across the 20 to the 19. And should be a first down.
And no flags. 3 penalties in a row and then a run like that. Wow. Yes.
That's a 25-yard gain and a first down.
John says that is a quarterback with mobility. John is working on the camera tonight, everybody.
So another first down. That is 8 first downs here in the first quarter for Snake River. Rimsdale falls forward to close to the 15, maybe the 16, but he gets good positive yards out of it.
and it's going to be 2nd down and 7 when we come back, as the clock is going to run out here. So we'll take a timeout as the first quarter of tonight's game. The Preston Auto Parts CarQuest first quarter expires, and on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard, it is Preston 6 and Snake River 6. We'll be back for the second quarter after this on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
If you're doing some cleanup work around the yard, the house, the garage, or the farm, remember, you can turn scrap metal into cash when you take that metal to Idaho Salvage and Metal in Preston. They pay top dollar for aluminum cans, aluminum window and door frames, brass and steel. They take junk cars and trucks, farm equipment, and industrial gear. So rather than taking that stuff to the landfill, park it on the scales at Idaho Salvage and Metal on West Oneida in Preston.
Welcome back. 6-6 tie on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard as we head to quarter number 2 as the two teams change end. And so far tonight, Val, Snake River has had really the hand offensively.
They really have. They've been able to move the ball in big yardage. If they would stop shooting themselves in the foot, so to speak, with all those penalties, this would really be a different looking game.
Yes, indeed. They put the ball down to 20, check that, make it the 16-yard line. 2nd down and about 7 coming up here for Snake River.
Start of the second quarter.
Snake River offense comes back out on the field. They'll go right straight to the line of scrimmage and get ready to snap the ball. Lindsey under center, pro set behind him. And the ball handed off to Young. Young sidesteps a couple of guys and gets up near the 10-yard line. That's close to another first down, but I think he's going to be about a half a yard short.
About a 5-yard pickup. He broke a couple of tackles. Those were 5 hard-fought yards for Snake River.
2nd down and a couple. As again, they'll go out of that pro set with running backs side by side. Rimsdale gets across the 10-yard line. And it's going to be close to a first down. They needed to get to about the 9. And the side judge coming in from the near side is standing almost on the 9-yard line. So really just going to depend on the spot here and see what they decide.
It's going
to be a first down.
Yep.
So go ahead.
It even took them a few minutes to decide.
After 7 first downs in the first quarter, they get one early on here in the second quarter tonight too. Does Snake River.
Makes it 1st and goal from the 9.
The one game that Snake River won this year, they beat Teton 38-10.
Oh, wow.
Young going left and breaks the tackle, gets down across the 5-yard lines. He picks up another 5 yards on the play and gets him close to the end zone again. So 2nd down and goal. They'll mark it at the 4. Last week, in a game at American Falls, they led most of the way, but those defensive mistakes late as they go to Rimsdale straight ahead for the touchdown, 4 yards away.
Touchdown, Snake River. 12-6 on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard early here in the second quarter in favor of Snake River.
Rimsdale scores for the 2nd time tonight. And again, they'll come in and go for 2 because they haven't tried to kick a PAT yet this year, which is not unusual. Where I came from in Kansas, nobody kicks PATs either.
Yeah, and at the high school level, it's more common not to kick them than it is to kick them.
And it's a little toss outside. That is good for the 2-point conversion as it goes to Lindsey on the keeper, who rolled out and carried it in for the 2-point conversion. That makes it 14-6 on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with a kickoff after this on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
The D. Glenn Smith Spectrum on the campus of Utah State University is one of the most electric venues in college basketball. Don't miss your opportunity to secure Utah State basketball season tickets for the 2018-19 season. Join new head basketball coach Craig Smith on the Aggies' quest for a Mountain West Conference championship. To purchase USU basketball season tickets, visit UtahStateAggies.com or call 1-888-U-State-1.
They put a toe to it. This is kind of a line drive, takes a big hop. It's going to be picked up by Smith. Smith gets spun around as he gets to about the 24-yard line and dropped down. That's where the Preston offense will come back out on the field. So far, we talked about falling into the trap game in the pregame show.
Mm-hmm.
So far, the Preston offense looks like they have made the fall.
Yes. Yeah, I was just going to say that. They've got to take to heart what Coach said about getting through the construction, and I'm sure they're in for a talking.
They'll empty the backfield. They'll go 5 wide. It's a quad of receivers here to the near side. That's the left side of the formation. They'll fake, and now Hyde is in trouble. Finds Iverson just underneath the coverage. He brings it in, and it's going to be a short gain. They'll gain about 4 yards on the play. Give them 3, and it'll be bring up 2nd down and 7.
That is a good sign for the offense of the Indians. They had a broken play, and they made something positive out of it. So
they're going to stay with the same formation. Quads left, single receiver right. Hyde looks. Now he wants to throw over the top. And there is his man as that's taken in by Ward. Ward going down the sidelines, trying to step around. One man gets across the 20 down to the 19.
56-yard catch and run for the Preston Indians. A beautiful execution. He was out in front of his defensive man, had 2 steps on him when he caught that ball and just kept the momentum going, picked up another 30 yards after the catch.
So second big completion of the half for Hyde. Over 130 yards passing here in the first half. See if they can do something with it offensively. Little fake, spin, toss to Peck. Peck trying to extend the play left, dives forward, gets down across the 10, down to the 9.
Runs into number 24, Cody Anderson on the defense. Brings Peck down in an open field tackle, but he was going down backwards when he brought Peck down. Peck ran right over the top of him.
That's another 9-yard completion. 2nd down and short from just about the 10-yard line. Ball just over the 10. They go back to 4 wides, twins to each side. Lone setback is Peck as he stands on the left shoulder of Hyde as they go out of the shotgun on this spread formation that they love to run. Hyde changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Now gives it to Peck straight ahead. Little sidestep move and gets down inside the 5, down to the 3.
Nice little hole right there in the center of the line. Peck isn't that large of a young man, but he was able to squeeze through that little hole, pick up 5-6 yards.
2nd and goal. They marked it actually about the 4. Toss this time goes to Iverson. Flag down. Iverson gets in, but let's see what the penalty marker is. Illegal shift called against the Indians. That'll bring it back. And a firework that is set off prematurely. So they'll move it back. Illegal shift charged against Preston. That'll push the ball back to about the 9-yard line again. So it's 2nd down and goal, again from the 9. Iverson stays in the backfield. They'll stay with 4 receivers, twins to each side. Hyde rolls right, pulls it down, running right, trying to get to the corner, dives for the pylon. Did he get in? Yes, touchdown.
12-14 in favor of Snake River on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard with 7:32 left here in the 2nd quarter.
So Hyde scrambles 9 yards for the touch.
They're going to go for 2. It's the only way they're going to catch up with this. Offense stays in, and they're looking back to their offensive coordinator for the play.
Yeah, it's because they missed the extra point the first time, puts them a little off cycle so they can get even here with a 2-point conversion. Peck back in the backfield. Hyde going to roll left this time, throws underneath, and it is caught for the 2-point conversion. Nice throw. Ward going down, brings the ball in.
Just across the goal line, just barely across the goal line. Ties the score at 14 each with 7:32 left in the first half of play here in Preston, Idaho tonight.
We'll take a timeout. Back with the kickoff after this on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
Home sweet home. That's where you go for a home-cooked meal, a good night's sleep, and, well, people who just like you for who you are. So if you call Cache Valley home, we hope you'll call West Motor home. Home to Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and of course home to Ram trucks. West Motor Company is home to so many car buyers in this area. It's because they treat you right and give you the best deal they can possibly finagle. Simply put, it feels right at West Motor. WestMotorCompany.com. Welcome home.
Iverson will kick it away to put the ball back into play here for Preston.
Utah State University
nice
is one
kick.
of the most electric venues in college basketball.
And take a big bounce right about the 10-yard line, as that is Palmer going right back up the middle. Palmer puts his head down, gets across the 25, just short of the 30-yard line before the Preston Pitt team can bring him down.
USU basketball season tickets, visit UtahStateAggies.com.
So they'll put the ball back in play about the 29-yard line.
It's like Colton Wells. Oh, excuse me. Palmer on the tackle there.
Yeah, look down here to the Preston sideline. They've got some of the underclassmen in uniform tonight on senior night, getting them a chance to dress at home.
I didn't notice that, but you know.
Handoff straight ahead, get a couple of yards up to about the 31-yard line.
There are a lot more people dressed on the Preston sideline. I didn't even notice that till you pointed it out.
You can tell them because they're the guys who don't have any logos on their helmet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And number 4 down here, don't have a name for him for Preston. Looks like he's about 4'8".
That's because we're standing on a balcony.
Well, that's true too. So flags, I should say, nope, not flags, timeout actually called by Snake River right at the snap. So we'll take a timeout. 6:52 left on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard here in the second quarter in a 14-14 tie. Back after this on 105.5 FM, AM 1340 and mylocalradio.com.
When you work as an auxiliary member at the Franklin County Medical Center, your service is felt by all of Franklin County. Register to become an auxiliary worker at noon on October 8th at the Franklin County Firehouse. Auxiliary members receive free flu shots, appreciation gifts and dinners, a Christmas party, a discount in the Simply Gifts shop, plus you'll make new friends and develop new leadership skills. Come and learn all the great ways you can serve as an auxiliary member. The auxiliary recruitment meeting will be held October 8th at noon at the Franklin County Firehouse.
In case you missed the game last night here on AM 1340 and 105.5, big congratulations going out to Westside. Completed their perfect season last night with a 42-12 win over Soda Springs. They're 8-0, and they will host a playoff game next week that you'll be able to hear here on my local radio. Handoff goes to Palmer. Palmer still running loose across midfield, gets up to the 45, another big gain.
Had 20-yard gain and got hit, made a spin, and picked up another 5 yards for 25-yard run play on first down for the Snake River. What are they, the Wolves?
Panthers.
Panthers. Why did I not know that?
I don't know. That's 66 yards for Palmer on 3 carries tonight as they keep the ball on the ground. And again, they pick up good yardage and another first down as Ramsdale picks up 12 more.
That handoff happened so fast. It came up to the quarterback under center. He turned around and handed it, and the guy that got the handoff, Ramsdale, was through that hole before anybody knew the handoff even took place. It's hard to defend something when you don't know where the ball is.
Yeah, this does not look like a rebuilding team.
No, not tonight.
Handoff again. Ramsdale runs right into a man at the 30-yard line and is sent back after still gets a couple of yards on the play.
Iverson hit him mid-perfect open field tackle for Iverson. Put his shoulder down there, hit him right in the middle, and knocked him on his keister. Not before a couple of 3-yard pickup, though.
Second down, we'll call it 7. Clock running, 5:40 to play here on the Ron Keller Tires scoreboard here in the first half. Tied at 14. Misdirection inside. That goes to Palmer again. They keep Palmer to something less than 10 yards. He gets up to about the 25-yard line. That's going to bring up third down and 4.
Zay Davis coming from out of his backfield position. Defense, making the defensive stop.
So here we go, third and medium, we'll call it. 2 receivers to the far side. Lindsey, fake handoff. I think it's a broken play because he runs right into somebody. Now a penalty marker comes in from behind the play.
He no more than got that handoff that he was hit. Mitch Lindsey was the man who got the handoff, but he was hit literally at the same time that the handoff took place.
Holding defense. They should decline it. If they do, it'll bring up 4th down and about 7. They will decline. Well, the ball rests on the 30-yard line. And now just a matter for head coach Jeb Harrison of Snake River what he wants to do here. Just in case they don't get the first down, it's still going to give Preston pretty good starting position for the next drive here at the 30-yard line, but they're going to go for it.
Well, they don't have a kicking team.
Trips right, single receiver left. Lindsey looking left, throws over the head of his intended receiver, and a penalty marker comes in from the referee behind the play, and it's going to be a holding penalty against the offense again.
Yes.
So just decline this call and guard Preston to get the ball 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line, which they do. So they turn it over on downs, and the Indian offense comes back out and put it back into play at their own 30 with 4:36 left to play here in the first half.
One of those offensive linemen saw that their quarterback was going to get nailed before he could get rid of that ball and stuck out his hand and held onto the defensive player, caused that.
So Preston still has time to mount a pretty good drive here. 4 receivers, they go trips left. Single receiver right is Dunn. Out of the shotgun, here comes Dunn in motion back here to the near side. They toss it to him on a little jet sweep. Gets across the 35, falls forward to the 36, and takes a pretty good pop for doing that.
Got his head snapped back. He'll have a stiff neck tomorrow morning. That was a pile on top of him there.
So second down and about 4 after 6 on the jet sweep by Dunn. This time they go back to twin receivers to each side. Peck comes back in. He's back in the backfield and stands on the right shoulder of Hyde. Hyde, they'll give it again inside as Ward tries to make a little move. He's going to just not maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, call it no gain. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 4.
3:46 left in the first half of action on the Ron Keller Tires scoreboard. It's all tied up, 14 apiece here in Preston tonight. You're listening and watching Preston High School football on mylocalradio.com.
Schmaley comes back in. He's part of that 3-receiver set now to the far side. That's the right side of the formation. Iverson back into the running back spot as well. He wants to throw. Tries to get it to Schmaley and does. It's caught just over the 40, and that's a first down.
Schmaley ran out to the first down marker and turned around and stopped. And Hyde put it right in his breadbasket. Beautiful play.
Exactly. That's perfectly run pattern there, too, by Schmaley. So 1st and 10 from the 41. They start the clock after they move the chains. 3:10 to play here in the first half on the Ron Keller Tires scoreboard. Twin receivers to each side. Iverson the lone setback. Hyde, they'll fake the handoff this time. And now throw, nope, Hyde didn't throw it. Kept it, pulled it down. Gets 2 or 3 yards over there on the far side. Gets up near the 44-yard line.
Andrew Iverson out there blocking for Hyde to free him up for those 2 or 3 yard gain.
2nd down and 8. Offense not in a big rush yet. Just under 2.5 to play. Twins to each side. Now they'll move Iverson over to the right shoulder of Hyde. And they're going to come left. They pitch it to Hyde. He's got Hyde out, to Iverson. He's got Hyde out in front of him as a lead blocker. They're across midfield up to the 45.
That's a play that you can run when your quarterback has been playing offense and defensive line all of his life.
Yep.
Run one of those sweeps and let the quarterback lead the way.
That's a 12-yard gain for Iverson and a 1st down. Get across back into Snake River territory. The ball set down at the 46-yard line. 2 minutes to play exactly in the half. This time they'll fake it inside. They give it to Smith. Smith, big hole, still on his feet across the 30. Penalty marker behind the play, however.
It's a 15-yard gain. See if the flag is going to affect that.
Holding penalty against Preston. That's going to bring it back. So that'll not only nullify the gain, it'll be 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
And the spot of the foul, if it's where the flag is about 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage where that play started. So that's a 13-yard foul, not a 10-yard foul penalty.
Preston, if they did anything this week, they cleaned up the penalties. Last week, they had almost 70 yards in penalties before halftime.
Yeah.
And so far tonight, they have 2 penalties for a total of 25. But they pushes the ball all the way back to their own 40. So it's 1st down and 24. Fake it to Peck. They throw it just up for grabs. There's Smaley, who takes a pretty good pop just as the ball arrives, and it's going to be incomplete.
Number 8, Bridger Ray, also had a chance at catching that from the defensive side of the ball, but both of them come down incomplete.
And there's Bridger Ray, we mentioned earlier. That's the starting quarterback at the beginning of the year, who now finds a spot for himself back in the defensive backfield and makes a pretty good play.
He's playing back at safety for the
Panthers.
Panthers, thank you.
2nd down and 24. Again, Hyde wants to throw. He's going to throw underneath. A little screen pass to Iverson. Iverson back to midfield and gets pushed from behind. Falls forward to the 46. That's about a 14-yard gain.
Brings it back to the original line of scrimmage, so it's 3rd and 10. Minute left on the scoreboard here in the first half. Ron Keller Tire scoreboard, 14-all. It's a tie ball game.
Hyde going to roll right this time. Looking. Throws over the top for Ward, but it's too long. And it's going to bring up 4th down and 10.
Coach is calling a timeout. Coach Thorson bringing his team over to the sideline.
Wants to figure out what to do here with 54 seconds remaining here in the first half.
All tied up at 14 apiece. They're not going to take a long time in this huddle. They're out on the side, out in the field. Wonder if Coach is going to make up a play here, something that would be a little different. Something 54 seconds left in first half. It's all tied up. Need 10 yards. You only have 1 down to get it. The ball on your opponent's 50 or 46-yard line. What would you do?
It's a good question.
John Slaughter on the camera says hook and ladder.
That's a good possibility. They're putting 5 men into the pattern. They can put that little quad diamond formation back out here to the near side. That's the left side of the formation.
I like that formation. There's so many plays you can run off of it.
Here we go, 4th and 10. Out of the shotgun, Hyde looking, throwing down deep down the sideline to Dunn, just out of his reach. So they'll turn the ball over on downs. Snake River gets the ball back with 47 seconds left on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard. That's a heck of a try by Hyde.
That was. And Hyde was hit from behind, blindsided, just as he released that ball. He came up a little bit slow. He did make it over to the sidelines, but he had a hitch in his giddy-up as he got over here. He'll be walking that off a little bit.
So here's the Preston offense back on the field with 47 seconds left. Lindsay, fake handoff, wants to throw. Underneath, gets it to his man. As the ball's caught, be a short gain of about 7 yards. Ball caught by Colby Cox. They'll give him forward progress up to the 47-yard line. Make it a 7-yard pass play. Again, underthrow. There's the hook and lateral you're looking for as they toss it to Young. Young breaks a couple of tackles and gets it down to the 33 for a first down.
Well, John, you got the hook and ladder. You were just a couple of plays late. And the wrong team, yeah. Timeout goes to Snake River here with 16 seconds left in the first half. It's all tied up at 14 on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard.
Yeah, the question is how far now do you want to dig into your bag of tricks? You got nothing to lose. You're not playing anywhere next week. The kids, so to speak, are going out to play basketball or digging out the golf clubs, one or the other.
Good point. Nothing to lose. Let's have a little extra fun.
That's right.
Maybe that's where that hook and ladder came from. They're turning them loose a little bit.
That's quite possible. So both teams meeting with their coaching staffs on their opposing sides of the field. The Preston defense comes back out, still waiting for the Snake River offense to come back out. Coming up at the halftime break, we'll go over the scoring of tonight's game, look at the stat sheet, and we'll talk a little bit more about what's ahead for Preston with the playoffs coming up next week. 1st and 10 from the 33. Lindsay looking left, throwing left. Ball was tipped and in and out of the hands of Rimsdale after the ball was tipped. Good job.
Riley Parker.
Yeah.
Got his hands on it. He came in off that, right side of the end on the right side, came into the passing lane, got his hand up, and tipped that ball.
Incomplete pass stops the clock with 12 seconds left on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard. They'll go out of the shotgun here. They're going to put 5 different men into the pattern this time as well. They're going to lob it far down the middle, down the right hash, and it's incomplete. Tried to get the ball to Colby Cox.
Scotty Dunn had a better chance at catching that ball than Cox did.
Yeah, Lindsay just kind of got it, took 2 steps back, and just kind of let it fly and overthrew everybody. Now 6.9 seconds left. 3rd down and 10. After what has been a good first half offensively for Snake River. And probably average grade on both sides of the ball in the first half for Preston, as there's another ball that's tipped away.
It's going to be...
And now the delayed flag comes in from behind the play.
They're going to call that interference. Pass interference.
Zay Davis was the defender there. He's going to get tabbed for the interference call.
Is that 1.5 seconds left in the half?
Yes, it is.
First down for Snake River on a penalty.
3 penalties for 40 yards in the first half.
That's still a lot better than they've had.
That's still better than what it was.
Yeah, all season long.
So now timeout again called by Snake River.
as they'll try to dream something up with 1.5 seconds left. So the two teams will get together with their respective coaches again. As we mentioned it earlier, but last night in the game you heard here, my brain's frozen, here on 105.5 FM and AM 1340. Westside completed their perfect season as they picked up a 42-12 win. Now, we told you they will host a playoff game next week. They will be hosting Firth. Firth plays tonight, and they are 3-3 on the year. So they could either come in with a one-game over 500 record or not into that playoff game next year. But just like Coach Thorson talked about during our pregame chat this afternoon, that they're one of 16 teams. And even though they're having to take on a West Side club, Firth, hey, they're in the playoffs.
Right.
And, and so they'll come and they'll roll the dice against West Side next Friday night and see what happens.
It should be a fun, good game.
Yep. You'll be able to hear that one here on my local radio as well as next week, as well as this Preston club as they head west. Lindsay rolling, clock expires, throws to the end zone, and it is caught but short, and that's the way the first half is going to end. So kind of the way the Snake River season has gone, a microcosm, nice play, but they come up just short on the play, and that's the way the first half ends here on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard. It is Preston 14 and Snake River 14. We will take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll look at the scoring, have some halftime stats for you, and a little bit more talking about tonight's game. We'll do all that as we continue at halftime here on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
Last play of the game, folks.
And the snap. Drops back. Whoa, changes mind. Down the sideline. The 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Casasa! Unbelievable! Did you see that? Casasa!
Not to be a buzzkill, but what's Casasa? We're glad you asked that. Casasa. It's a catchy word for earning cash. Free Casasa checking rewards you in cash each month.
Ask for free Casasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCU.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric in Preston, Idaho. It's what we do.
Are you looking for a better interest rate on your bank accounts or checking account? Then Lewiston State Bank has the answer for you. This is Robert Stevenson, and I'm here to tell you about our MyRate checking account. It is a free checking account that can earn a high interest rate on the first $25,000. This rate is even higher than most savings accounts. So stop by and visit me at our Logan branch on 3rd South in Maine, or go to our website at ls-bank.com and ask us how you can qualify for this high interest rate on your checking account. Lewiston State Bank, a division of People's Intermountain Bank, member FDIC.
Since 1958, when the farmers of Franklin County rolled equipment into the fields for harvest, most of them were rolling on Ron Keller tires, because Keller Tire has the right tires for tractors, combines, swathers, bale wagons, and the trucks that haul hay and grain to market or storage facilities. To keep that equipment rolling during the busy harvest season, Ron Keller Tire also has a fleet of service trucks that make repairs in-field to minimize downtime. Best wishes for a safe and productive harvest from Ron Keller Tires in Preston and North Logan.
Home sweet home. That's where you go for a home-cooked meal, a good night's sleep, and, well, people who just like you for who you are. So if you call Cache Valley home, we hope you'll call West Motor home. Home to Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and of course home to Ram trucks. West Motor Company is home to so many car buyers in this area. It's because they treat you right and give you the best deal they can possibly finagle. Simply put, it feels right at West Motor. WestMotorCompany.com. Welcome home.
When you work as an auxiliary member at the Franklin County Medical Center, your service is felt by all of Franklin County. Register to become an auxiliary worker at noon on October 8th at the Franklin County Firehouse. Auxiliary members receive free flu shots, appreciation gifts and dinners, a Christmas party, a discount in the Simply Gifts shop, plus you'll make new friends and develop new leadership skills. Come and learn all the great ways you can serve as an auxiliary member. The auxiliary recruitment meeting will be held October 8th at noon at the Franklin County Firehouse.
And welcome back. We're at halftime here at Preston High School. The drill team out there on the field performing here on senior night. And the halftime score on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard is Preston 14 and Snake River 14. And Val, we talked about it just at the end of the first half. We talked about how Snake River's offense really gets a good grade. However, when you start talking about grading Preston so far tonight, you have to maybe just give them an average or maybe even an incomplete grade so far in the first half.
I would say closer to average, and I say that because of their lack of penalties.
Mm-hmm.
They have really they might not have moved the ball as well as they have in the last couple of weeks in this first half of this game. They might not have stopped the other team as well as they have on defense, but because they have controlled their penalties,
right,
to the extent they have, I'd give them a good average, good solid average.
Ty Hyde, who threw for 290 yards last week, is almost right at that halfway mark. He threw for 143 yards in the first half tonight, hitting mainly on a couple of long passes that set up both of their scores.
And beautiful passes they were, real long ones. One was a 56-yard pass with a run after the reception.
Right.
And set up a touchdown. That was one of them that set up one of the Preston touchdowns.
And the one before that, back in the first quarter, was good for 66 yards. So a bulk of that 143 coming on just two completions. The scoring in the first half looked this way as Snake River got on the board first. It was Gunnar Rimsdale who carried the ball 1 yard for the touchdown. The 2-point conversion was no good, and it was 6-0. We mentioned that 66-yard touchdown pass. That was from Hyde to Smaley toward the end of the first quarter. Their pick was no good, and it was 6-6 after the first quarter. Rimsdale kept the offense moving in the second quarter as he had a 4-yard touchdown run to extend the lead out to 12-6. The 2-point conversion was good and up to the lead to 14-6. And then Ty Hyde called his own number, ran all across the right side for 9 yards and a touchdown. They also went for 2 and made it, did Preston, and it tied the game at 14 apiece. And that's the way we are here at the halftime break. Go ahead.
You know, I just want to comment. It could have been a whole different story if Snake River hadn't have had all of those penalties.
Yep.
They just, I don't know how many yards of penalties, but it's got to be average somewhere around 75 yards in penalties that they picked up in that first half.
Yeah, probably.
That's almost a touchdown.
And they had some costly ones on some big plays that brought the ball back. It's just as Preston did as well on a couple of plays. They had a drive where they had the ball down around 20-yard line, and then had a penalty that I believe was a holding call back deep in the offensive backfield.
Right.
They brought the ball back out across the 50-yard line again. They weren't able to do anything with it after that. But remember, for Snake River, they had that string of plays in the second quarter where they had 3 consecutive plays with penalties on them.
Yes.
And that was part of that big roll-up of penalty yardage you were mentioning just a moment ago. So that's the way the first half went. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll talk a little bit more about what's coming up for Preston. Big, long bus ride is in their future. We'll talk about that when we come back here to halftime with a 14-14 score here on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard. You're listening to Indian Football on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
Behind every project is a True Value. At Stokes Market and True Value in Preston, whether you need hardware, dog food, tools, batteries, plumbing supplies, paint, or cleaning products, you'll find them all. Plus a whole lot more at Stokes Market and True Value. With a large inventory, you'll find all the big name brands you trust and low prices every time you visit. So whether you're just starting or you're in the middle of a project, stop in today and visit our friendly, knowledgeable staff. Stokes Market and True Value, 217 South State Street, Preston.
As one of the region's most visited websites, MyLocalRadio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on MyLocalRadio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit MyLocalRadio.com today to stream it all live.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
So I'm a typical banking customer.
And I'm a nearby ATM.
And I'm taking $20 out of my account.
And I'll process that $20 and take back $4.
Why do machines designed to give us money end up taking it right back? Introducing Kasasa, the free account that pays refunds on ATM fees and a lot more. To find a free Kasasa checking account near you, search Kasasa.
Ask for free Kasasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric. It's what we do.
Welcome back as we're at halftime in a 14-14 tie on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard between Preston and Snake River. And as we mentioned in the pregame show, the playoff pairings come out. And for Coach Thorson, yes, he gets to be one of the 16 teams, but he gets a very tough draw in Middleton, who starts play tonight at 7-1 going into their final game of the year. And Middleton, it's about a 4 and 3/4 hour ride by car, according to Google. Now, buses aren't going to be able to travel that long, so they're looking probably over a 5-hour trip to be able to get to there in Middleton, and then have to get off the bus, get loosened up, stretch, and then be able to play. And that is, and no matter how old you are and how big you are and how well prepared you are, that is a tough task.
It is. I wonder how early they're going to be leaving next Friday morning. Just maybe get them relaxed and give them a little time to relax before they have to start stretching out.
I know how early I want to be leaving to get there because stop somewhere along the way and have lunch, but they still get there and have plenty of time to set up and get ready for the game. But and it was funny because I was talking to a couple of the coaches down the sideline before the game, and they said, we need to look at getting some different buses because getting balled up in those little tiny card seats in a regular school bus,
right?
Those will kind of make the ride worse and a little bit more stiff and not able to get loose and get ready to play. So they're looking at some other options.
Yeah, well, they might need to do it. I noticed when Pocatello came down here last week, they had 2 buses,
right,
and they were actually leased buses from a touring bus company. It wasn't a regular school bus that you normally see kids going to school each morning or coming home each afternoon from school in.
Right.
So these were regular touring buses, and maybe that's something. Maybe it's an option. I don't know.
And we'll have to wait and see. So that's
don't hold the purse screens.
We'll see. So that's coming up next week.
Preston does have a touring bus? Oh, okay.
Okay, very interesting.
John just told us Preston has a touring bus.
So next Friday, that game starts at 7 as Preston will take on Middleton over in Middleton, and we'll have the game for you here on MyLocalRadio.com.
And I just made an executive decision what we're going to do because Westside has their home game in Dayton.
Right.
We are going to play that game on the internet. That will be an internet-only game next Friday night. And because the travel is so far for
Right.
the Preston Indians and
Right.
their fans. We want to give as much access to them as we can. So we're going to take our cameras down to Middleton. We're going to bring you that game not only on mylocalradio.com, just like we will the West Side game, but we'll play that on the air also. And a lot of people around town have been talking about 105.5. Our transmitter took a hit and literally blew up on the hill where our transmitter is. We sent the engineers up there. They tested it and tried to fix it. It ended up they had to pull it down, take it off the mountain. We send it off to Denver. It's been in the hands of the professionals, the people who build it. They're rebuilding it. We expect it backing up any day, but we're kind of at the mercy of
Right.
the folks in Denver, so we appreciate you bearing with us. We are not abandoning 105.5. No.
Not at all. Not at all.
So bear with us. It will be back as soon as possible, hopefully by next week.
We'll take a 1-minute timeout. We'll come back. We'll look at the stat sheet and have the second half for you. That's coming up next here on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
Do you like earning interest on your money? If so, Lewiston State Bank has the account for you. This is Shelley Austin, and I'm here to tell you about our MyRate checking account. It is a free checking account that can earn a high rate of interest on the first $25,000. The rate is even higher than that of most savings accounts. So stop by and visit me at our Tremonton branch, or go to our website at ls-bank.com and ask us how you can qualify for this high interest rate on your checking account. Lewiston State Bank, a division of People's Intermountain Bank, member FDIC.
In addition to local information and the best live coverage of local sports, you can stream music 24/7 at mylocalradio.com. Log on and choose the music you like best. Classic or modern country, indie, adult contemporary, or classic rock. Stream it live through your computer or cell phone. Listen to the music you want and don't miss the information you need. Like us on Facebook and visit mylocalradio.com today.
On the stat sheet from the first half, we mentioned big throwing first half for Ty Hyde. He was 6 of 11 for 143 yards. The ground game was bottled up really well by Snake River in the first half. Caleb Peck, 3 carries for about 20 yards. Luke Smaley had a big catch in the first half. Ty Hyde carried the ball twice for 12 yards. Andrew Iverson had 3 carries in the first half for 22 yards. And Dunn carried the ball once for 6 yards as well. For Snake River, Mitch Lindsay was 5 of 9 for 62 yards in the first half. They were the team that moved the ball on the ground. Trenton Young, 8 carries for 43 yards. Lindsay carried it twice for 25. Gunnar Ramsdale, 10 carries for 61 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first half. And Palmer, 4 carries for 60 yards. And it's an onside kick to start the second half by Snake River. Who's got it? Snake River's jumping up and down like they think they have it. And they do.
You know, the way they lined up all grouped tight in the middle of the field in a straight line. I was thinking onside kick, and then they spread out, and I thought, oh, it was all a fake. No.
Good hard kick right at one of the up linemen for Preston. He wasn't able to handle it, and it bounced away, and Snake River was able to cover it, and they have the ball at their own 49-yard line to start the second half. One number we didn't mention, Val, in the first half, Snake River had 13 first downs to only 6 for Preston.
Wow, we got to change that in the second half.
So 1st and 10 here in quarter number 3. Glad to have you along with us, Dan Hubbard, along with Val Cook and John Slaughter in the final home game of the year, final regular season game of the year for the Indians. First down, straight ahead, Ramsdale. Big gain across the 40 up to the 37-yard line. That's a gain of 14 on the first down run.
You know, Snake River's coaches are pulling out all the stops. They really are. You saw the hook and ladder in the first half. That picked up a few yards. We just saw an onside kick that gave them a ball back. It'll be interesting to see what else we see before this game's over.
Just have to have a good time to take you into the wintertime.
Yeah.
Hand off to Young, stacked up. Right as he gets to the 40-yard line, he's going to lose a couple of yards, so he's going to bring up second down at about 12.
That was a student body tackle there.
Young, who coming into the game tonight had 664 yards and had 43 yards on 9 carries so far tonight. Second down and 12. In a 14-14 tie early on in quarter number 3. Hand off Young, straight ahead, big hole off the left side, into the backfield, still on his feet, breaking a tackle down near the 5-yard line.
Wide open, just out right down through the center or the offside of that offensive line. And
now Young is slow to get up down there. As they can mark the ball about the 5-yard line. That'll be a 34-yard gain for Trayton Young.
Wonder if one of the defensive players rolled up on the back of his leg as they were bringing him down. I thought I saw that happen, but I was hoping.
Yeah,
of course, you see stuff like that all the time, and they jump right up. But
yeah, he was pulling away from a group of people.
Yep.
Group of other players, and then was caught from behind. So timeout on the field, as they tend to. We don't want to jump to any conclusions. We believe that is Trayton Young, who was the ball carrier on the play, who's slow to get up. The medical staff from Preston now coming across the field, and is Young. He gets up slowly, walking off on under his own power, which is good to see. And be first and goal. They spot the ball at the 6 officially. Two backs in the backfield, 2 receivers right. Lindsey going to hand it off straight ahead, and it is in. Touchdown. Ramsdale with his 3rd touchdown of the night. This one from 6 yards away.
And again off the right side of the line. Just let the blockers develop the blocks and kind of a slow jaunt into the end zone as some of those rushing plays slow.
Makes it 20-14, and once again they will go for 2. Give it back to Ramsdale. As he's stacked up and he's short, so it's no good, and it stays at 20-14. Take a timeout. We'll come back, get the kickoff for you, as Snake River has taken a lead again. They lead at 20-14 on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
As the seasons change, it's a good time to take a close look at your car and truck tires. Check the tread and look for signs of uneven wear. If you have a question, stop by Ron Keller Tire and have one of the tire experts take a look. If you need new tires to get you safely through, they'll help you select the right tires for your vehicle and driving style. With a huge inventory from several manufacturers, Ron Keller Tire can care for your tire needs at a price that's right. You can trust all your tire needs to Ron Keller Tire in Preston and North Logan.
Touchdown, and the 2-point conversion is no good, so it's 20-14. Snake River leading on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard as they'll go back to work here, and they'll kick it back off to Preston. This time they'll actually kick it through this time, going to take a big hop. Whoops, gets away from Iverson. He's got to chase it back inside the 5. Then he falls down, and now he's in a crowd. He's not going to get back to the 10. He's swarmed under at about the 10-yard line.
Might not have been a trick play, but it had the same effect as that onside kick, other than Preston kept the ball this time.
Yeah, unfortunately, it kind of goes from bad to worse.
Right.
Here for their first possession in half number 2. So they'll start at their own 10. Ty Hyde, who threw for 143 yards unofficially on our sheet up here. As he breaks the huddle, he'll send 3 men left. Single receiver right is done. And single setback is back in the backfield, and they fumble the ball. As Snake Rivers comes up with it.
Snake River celebrating.
They'll see. The referee's going to get together. Snake, they're going to give it to the Panthers. So the Panther ball, after giving up the touchdown, the first play from scrimmage, Preston gives it right back. 1st and 10 from the 11 after the fumble. The second turnover of the night for Preston.
Second turnover in 2 possessions. 2 consecutive
You're right.
possessions.
I forgot about the onside kick. That's 3 turnovers. So here we go. 1st and 10. They spot the ball at the 11 for the Panthers. As Jeb Harrison changing the call. Armando Garcia looking over to the sideline like he's confused and doesn't know what he's supposed to do. He lines up in the backfield next to Ramsdale. They'll give it to Ramsdale straight ahead. He's going to rumble in, touchdown from 11 yards away.
Got hit a couple of times on the way, but not nearly hard enough. Preston needs to square up and do some good open field tackling.
That makes it 26-14. They'll line up and go for 2 again. So a pair of quick touchdowns here in quarter number 3. And Preston finds himself down by a dozen here quickly. Same tandem in the backfield. Garcia and Ramsdale. Little toss to Ramsdale coming around this way. And again, the Preston defense will string it out and keep him out of the end zone. It stays 26-14.
Luke Schmelly, Scotty Dunn, both on that stop for the Indians.
So 26-14. We only played about a minute and a half of quarter number 3. And all of a sudden, Preston has some work to do. They need to find that offensive gear they've had the last couple of weeks.
Exactly.
And especially on the ground.
Glimpses of it with those 2 long passes in the first half, but
unfortunately, they can't play backwards. They have to use the run to set up the pass.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just fortunately for Hyde, he made good throws and good runs after the catch. But the offense of the ground game has to do its part. But credit Snake River for keeping that ball up. Go ahead.
Yeah, and a couple of fun plays to watch, even though they're the opponent. If you like football, you always like good plays, whether it's the opponent or not.
So here we go again.
Onside, they're showing it.
I think that's kind of their standard.
Is it?
Their standard formation. They start bunched up and then they break out of it. And they'll kick it away. As this one's going to come to Iverson on a much easier hop this time. Iverson gets a big hole. He's got leading the pack, and he's gone. 30, 20, 10, touchdown. That's making up for the error.
That's the way to do it.
That's about an 85-yard touchdown return. Quick return for the touchdown.
Took about 4 seconds off the clock. And instead of being down by a dozen, they're only down by 6, and I heard penalty flag somewhere.
It's right here at the 40-yard line, well behind the play. I haven't seen an indication.
Yeah, I haven't either.
It's going to be against Preston, and it's going to take the touchdown off the board. So it's a block in the back, well behind the play. Someone who didn't need to be throwing a block at that point.
That is about the point where he broke through the secondary and was 3 steps ahead of any of the defenders all the rest of the way into the end zone.
And by the time they stop walking backwards, not only is it not a touchdown, the ball. How far back are you going?
No kidding. Where did that take place?
The block must have taken place about the 41-yard line, because it would be 10 yards from the spot of the foul, and they set the ball back all the way back at the Preston 31.
The flag was on the 41 of
That's what I thought.
River.
I thought it was too. I thought that was a flag, but then I saw him pick it up and throw it toward the sidelines like it was the tee.
Oh, that could.
So that may not have been the flag that we saw. But either way, Preston offense, 1st and 10, now back all the way at their own 31-yard line. 3 receivers left. Peck, the lone setback. Hyde wants to throw. Looking, now he's got to roll right. Running right. Nobody really in his way. Just sidesteps one tackle, gets a first down, gets out over the 45 to the 46.
Wide open on the right side of the line, and I mean wide open. He wasn't even touched until he had crossed the first down marker. Picks up another 4 yards after that. 14-yard gain for Ty Hyde. First down.
Brandon Palmer was trying to come over and make the tackle, tried to go low, but Hyde saw him coming and took a little stutter step and just waited for him to fly by. Again, they'll go 5 receivers into the pattern. That's Dunn coming back this way. They'll toss it to Dunn. Dunn gets around the corner, gets around the 50, puts his head down across the 40, run out of bounds about the 37. And I was just hoping they wouldn't going to throw a flag because they probably could have called a holding penalty on Isaiah Smith right down here.
As he came around the corner here on this near side.
So Dunn with a big run. Give Dunn 23 on the carry. Another first down, back-to-back plays. They'll stay 3 wides left, 2 to the right. Dunn's going to come back in motion again, back here to the near side. They fake to Dunn this time. Hyde looking, flag down, going deep. There's hand fighting out there, and that's got to be pass interference as Ward was just about knocked down.
He tried to stop and turn around to catch that ball, and one of the defenders didn't turn his head around and just, it was definitely pass interference, but I'm worried about the hold back here at the line of scrimmage.
The penalty should probably be offsetting, and we'll just play the down again. As the one back here at the line of scrimmage should be a hold against Preston, I believe. It is. Pass interference, defense, they offset. We'll replay first down. So it's a tough break. Certainly Ward, if he wasn't interfered with, would have had a shot to catch the ball. But the penalty's offset. We'll just play first down again. 1st and 10 from the Snake River 36. Iverson tippy-toes through a hole, still on his feet, still trying to fight forward for more yardage as he gets up to the 30-yard line.
7-yard gain. Some fancy footwork, making the last 3 of those 7 yards possible.
Bring up a 2nd down and 3 here for the Preston offense.
Well, maybe it was only 6 yards. I'm optimistic. It was 7. It was 7.
I'll give him 7.
Okay.
What the heck? Clock running, 8:50 to play here in the 3rd on the Ron Keller Tires scoreboard. A couple of turnovers leading to a couple of quick scores for Snake River, and they lead by 14. Check that, by 12, I should say. Hyde wants to throw over the middle. Has a man. It's complete as he gets it to Dunn. Dunn up to the 16-yard line where he's brought down.
Beautiful play, right? It was a perfectly executed route is what I'm trying to say. And he turns around. The ball was right there, hit him in the chest, and he was able to grab it and pick up another couple of yards before the defenders brought him down.
Good for another 25. That gives Hyde 168 passing here in the game.
3 first downs in 3 consecutive plays.
Hyde wants to roll left, looking, going to pull it down, and going to run again. Nope, now he's going to throw. Back line to the end zone, touchdown!
No flags. Touchdown.
17-yard completion for the touchdown. I believe that's Scott Dunn trying to pick out a number. No, it was Isaiah Smith with the touchdown catch.
So it's 20-26 right now on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard with 8:13 left here in the 3rd quarter of action. And they're trying for the extra point.
So Dunn on to try the extra point.
Wide. No good.
And he missed it again. That's 4 in a row now he's missed, going back to last week.
Oh, and he's been so good. 8:13 left in the third quarter.
So the 17-yard touchdown pass makes it 26-20. Back to the kickoff after this on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
Health West is a nationally recognized community health center that provides patient-centered health care for everyone. From newborn to complicated care, Health West is always accepting new patients in Medicaid, Medicare, insured, and even if you don't have insurance. Available in 8 locations throughout Southeast Idaho. Call 208-852-3200 for an appointment in Preston. Health West, empowering our patients and communities by providing quality, affordable health care.
Preston able to answer back. The kickoff is short, taken by Cody Anderson, one of the up men, as he'll get it back to about the 30-yard line. That's where the Snake River offense will come back out onto the field and put the ball back into play. So the 17-yard touchdown strike from Ty Hyde to Isaiah Smith gets the lead back to 6 at 26-20. And now for Hyde with 185 yards passing in the game so far. 8 for 13 overall. So here comes the Snake River offense. Big set of downs right here for Preston. They need to get a 3 and out. Inside handoff. Well, they run right into a gang of white shirts too. Just what they needed to happen on first down. As Peck was there. Zay Davis was there as well. The first couple of guys to hit the ball carrier. Short gain. 2nd down and 8 coming up.
Saw Zach Allen climb out of that pile too.
Right.
Of course, he'd have to be there, the nose tackle on the defense. They came right at him. He stopped him.
2 wides to the right side. That's the near side of your camera. And again, they run right into the heart of the defense and smother the ball carrier.
And again, Zach Allen. Zach Allen, first man to hit him.
Zach Allen, the senior, is 6 foot 270. He's like trying to move a small mountain.
No wonder he's in the middle of that defensive line.
So 3rd down and 10. They'll go trips right this time. Single receiver to the far side, so 4 receivers in the pattern. Lindsey wants to throw, looking long, throwing deep. A couple of guys get their feet tangled up. That was Peck and Poulter, and the throw ends up way too long anyway, and it's going to bring up 4th down, and just what they needed, a 3 and out as the punt team comes on.
No pass interference. That was probably ruled an uncatchable pass.
That and
went so far down the field.
And incidental contact, just get their feet tangled up a little bit.
Yep.
So on to punt, I think, for the first time tonight. I believe that's Colby Cox. So 3rd and 10. Peck back deep. No, he's going to throw underneath. He's got a man open, and he's going to be short of the first down.
He caught the pass, but he couldn't get his feet underneath him, and even before he hit, he was going down. Number 62, it was Riley Parker that actually touched him and made that, so it wasn't a first down.
It ends up being about an 8-yard gain, but it's short of the first down, and it'll turn the ball over. Wow. So they still don't have a punt play kicked in the game, but I'll take that because that gives them much better field position.
Another one of those trick plays. Here we go.
Exactly.
Fake punt, the onside kick, the hook and ladder. But it's exactly what Preston needed, 3 and out.
First down from the 38, from the Snake River 38. Hyde looking, and need to get rid of it, and he does and throws it out of bounds. He had a receiver there. Now they're going to call it intentional grounding.
They're going to call it. Yeah, that's not a good kid.
Ward was about 10 yards farther down the field.
And I thought that that pass was deflected a little bit, which made it even go further off course than what he intended. They're discussing it.
They're talking about it, but you don't have to figure this conversation is not going very far.
Don't argue with the referees.
Yep, intentional grounding against Preston. It's going to be a penalty yardage and loss of down.
Oh.
So it's going to move the ball back. Flag picks up the flag at the 50, so they'll mark it off actually from the 45. It'll be a 5-yard penalty and make it second down and 22 as they put the ball down right on the midfield stripe. They need to get up to the 28-yard line. So second down and long here after the intentional grounding call. Peck, runs right into a man and goes down immediately. There to make the first contact, there is
26. Steve Bell. 56.
I think it was
maybe Taylor Scott.
It was 62, Taylor Scott.
Okay.
Those purple numbers on the gray jerseys are hard to read, especially at night. So no gain on the play. So remember, after the loss of down on the intentional grounding call, this is third down and 25. Iverson, the setback, Hyde rolls out, escapes one man, tries to throw another one. It's an arm hit as he lets it go, and it's going to waffle to incomplete. Hyde's asking for a roughing the passer call, but I don't think he's going to get it because the guy was right in his face when he tried to let it go. He's not. And then now here comes Isaiah Smith out to try his first punt of the night. As for Preston, that intentional grounding call early on in this possession really killed it early for them.
And after such a great drive in their last possession.
I think we're missing one man. They're trying to get somebody to run onto the field. Here comes Connor Schaefer out there. Now the punt. Nice punt by Smith. This is deep. There's nobody back there either. Oh, and it bounces back toward the line of scrimmage. It's going to roll dead at about the 18-yard line. That one hit and stuck like a John Slaughter pitching wedge. He wishes. He hasn't hit one that good in his life. So first down and 18 after the punt. 5:41 to play here in quarter number 3 on the Ron Keller Tires scoreboard.
6-point lead for Snake River. They have the ball.
26-20. See if Preston can again step up defensively and get another 3 and out. They give it going around the far side. That's Young. Young kind of stacked up, still on his feet, however, and turns it into a pretty good gain. He's going to get about 7 yards on the first down run.
Trying to get around the end, but one of the Preston linemen made him turn it back into the middle where he ran into a bunch of the Indians.
Second down and 2. They go right up the middle again, as this is going to be good enough for a first down. As getting off the bottom of the pile, it's Young again.
Zay Davis on the stop.
That's another first down for Snake River. 89 yards rushing I have for Young, and he has struggled to try to run the ball tonight. First down number 14 on the night for Snake River. Again, they'll run right into the middle of the defense. I don't know what it is they see there, but there has to be a crease or a block that they try to run behind in the middle of the line. Sometimes it's successful and sometimes it's not.
Hudson Nilsson on the stop. Not before a pickup of 2.
Second down and 8. Clock runs. 4:24 to play here in the third. They want to throw. Lindsey looking. He's flushed out of the pocket, and he's going down from behind.
Oh.
Coming up to make the sack from behind, Connor Schaefer.
Yeah. From behind, wrapped him up around the waist and flipped him backwards and over his shoulder and rolled him down.
The only thing he didn't do was throw his hands up and yell,
"Yeah,
time!"
There you go. That was a good WWF move there.
Third down and 11. 2 receivers to each side. Man in motion is Young going back to the far side. They're going to throw underneath, a little screen pass. That's Rimsdale. Gets across, picks up a first down as he's brought down at the 44.
Flag on the play and the 35-yard line.
Well, we'll see what that's going to be. If the play, should it stand? Holding against the offense, so it's not going to stand. It would have been about a 15-yard gain, but it's going to push it back. As they're looking for somebody to come in and make a decision, and it's Isaiah Smith saying, oh no, push him back. Make it third down and even longer. So take the first down off the board on the 15-yard gain. It makes it third down. Third down and about 16 or 17 here. They still need to get out to the 41 for the first down. Lindsey out of the shotgun, rolling left, throwing left. Has a man open underneath, but a bad throw right off his shoe tops, and it's going to go incomplete. And that'll bring up a first down, another long 16. And again, the punt team comes on the field. And let's see if they actually punt this time. Again, Colby Cox will drop back in punt formation.
Other than the kickoff, we have not seen them kick anything all night.
Nope. 3:14 left in the quarter on the Ron Keller Tires scoreboard. 26-20, Snake River leads. And this is, oh my gosh, it's a punt and it's blocked. It's taken out of the air by Schaefer, who drops the ball and covers it in the end zone for the touchdown.
No wonder they haven't kicked all night. Nice block. I didn't see who got the penetration to block that punt, but it blocked it. It fell right into the hands of Schaefer. He was able to run it the, 20, right around 20 yards
right about
in.
20 yards.
And then he drops it and has to fall on it. Woo.
That's why you don't ask defensive players to run with the ball.
I love it. Tie score, 26-all, 3:05 left in the third quarter action. Let's see if they can punch this one in and take the lead.
Scotty Dunn on to try the extra point. He's missed 4 extra points in a row. It's getting to be like Mason Crosby. Oops, now they got guys running in and out all over the place. Need a timeout. Need a timeout. You got too many guys in the field. Nobody saw it, and the kick is up and good. As now Coach ends up right in the middle of the offensive backfield trying to get the timeout, which now they finally acknowledge it, so they'll have to kick it over again.
Finally, the far back judge was the one that actually saw the coach. He had tried for, well, he was all the way out in the middle of the field. He was calling for a timeout all the time.
It's kind of hard to miss. You know, here's that big blue hoodie running out, jumping up and down. But somehow they weren't able to see it. I guess the good part is they recognize the timeout. The bad part was the point after was good by Scotty Dunn. Now he has to try to do it again.
Yeah, he'll put it through. We have faith in him. Set it back up on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard. It is tied at 26-all with 3:05 left in third quarter action, and the Preston Indians are trying for a PAT to take the lead.
Couple of quick scores early on in the quarter, in the first minute and a half of the quarter for Gunnar Ramsdale for Snake River. And then Preston has fought back on a left 17-yard touchdown pass from Hyde to Smith. And now the block punt picked out of midair by Cole Schaefer, who ran it back about 20 yards for the touchdown. And the lineup again for the point after, and see if Scotty Dunn can put this one through to give them the lead, which would be their first lead of the night.
You're right, it would.
Dunn will kick, Ward will hold, and hold on, we got flags and all kinds of stuff. Offside penalty against the defense. It's a dead ball foul, so they can't really say, no, we'll take the point after. So they'll move the ball up about 1.5 feet and let Scott Dunn try it again.
I think if he makes it, they should give him 3 points instead of just 1.
Yeah, Dunn going for the hat trick.
Yeah.
He's made the first 2. And they'll line up and do it again. Ward calls for the ball. Snap is high. He gets it down, and this one is punched through. It's not exactly a work of art, but it counts.
It's a point.
The
And it's the lead.
27-26. Take a timeout. We'll come back with the kickoff after this on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com. Here comes the kickoff here by Andrew Iverson. Line drive. He goes to one of the up man. He catches it in midair and then falls on it to the 38. As that ball's a line drive. Hit right to Colby Cox, the junior receiver. Pretty good hands. He picked that one out of midair. So 1st and 10 here for Snake River at their own 38 with 3:03 to play on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard here in quarter number 3.
Okay, let's see another 3 and out.
So they changed the look. They go 3 wides to the far side this time. That's the left side of the formation. Inside handoff as they give it to Taylor. To Young, I should say. Trenton Young going to go for a gain of about 12. He's out near midfield, another first down.
Iverson with the tackle for the Indians. First down. That was a weird-looking offensive set. I am not familiar with it. They had 3 wide, then they kind of stacked up the other side of the line.
And that puts Young over 100 yards tonight at 101. Little sweep on the far side. That's Palmer. Palmer still on his feet, breaks a couple of tackles, headed down the sideline, gets across the 30 down to the 25. That's a 26-yard run for Palmer.
Looked like he ran right over the top of Hudson Nilsson. Tried to make that stop. Definitely slowed him down, but he broke out of that and picked up another 8 or 10 yards after Hudson hit him.
Palmer's had the long runs tonight. Palmer's had runs of 37, 19, 20, and now 26. Palmer in motion again. They don't give it to him this time. They run straight ahead, but it's going to be good for another 5 or 6 yards right into the heart of the defense. Davis makes the stop. And I believe that was Young running straight ahead.
2nd and 7.
2nd and 7. It's only a 3-yard gain. Palmer goes in motion again. They fake it to him. Now Lindsey wants to throw. Rolling out, has the whole side of the field, but he can't find anybody. But they find him, and he goes down. Loss of yardage on the sack. Davis was there. Ward was there. Their second sack of the night.
Davis hit him first, but Ward wasn't more than a step behind. Able to bring him down for about a 6-yard loss.
Be 3rd and 12 here. So looking to get another potential 3 and out, although I think for Snake River at this point, they're at the Preston 28, this is 4-down territory. They trail by a point as Preston has come back to take the lead, 27-26. 3 wides to the far side. Lindsey, a little toss out here. It goes to Young. Young slips, trying to make a cut, gets to the 25, and he's well short of the first down as he only picks up about 3 yards on the play. So it's going to bring up 4th down and call it 9.
Okay, John called the trick play. There's got to be one coming here. 4th and 9. Quarterback keep. John Slaughter's words of wisdom here. Coach John Slaughter.
Well, the way they've been opening up the middle of the field, a quarterback draw wouldn't actually doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah.
Rimsdale, the lone setback, 2 receivers to either side. Wants to throw, throws underneath. It's complete, but coming up and making the tackle and a very short gain. In fact, they don't gain anything on the play. as the catch was made by Young, and he's brought down almost immediately.
Garrett Ward at his shoestrings tied him together, and he couldn't go anywhere once he caught that ball. Just fell over.
So they turn the ball over on downs. Here comes the Preston offense back on the field again. 11 seconds remaining. No, I should say a minute and 12, I should say. Too many lights out.
Yeah, too many lights out.
11.2?
11.2 or a minute 12, one or the other. I think it's 11.2.
I do too. So they go two wide to the far side. Double setbacks. Yeah. Little motion toss comes to Peck. Peck gets up to the 25.
And
that's no gain on the play. And there was 11 seconds as the clock expires on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard. We'll take a break. We'll come back. The fourth quarter is brought to you by Valley Implement. That'll be coming up next with Preston. I knew I was going to do that. Preston leading by the score of 27-26 on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
Health West is a nationally
in business for almost 70 years. Valley Implement has been serving customers with integrity, personalized service, and accountability for generations. Their mission is to contribute to agriculture and the agricultural way of life. When it comes to irrigation, equipment, attachments, parts and service, and precision farming, Valley Implement in Preston is here to work for you. Visit them today, 213 West 8th North, Preston. Valley Implement, all things agriculture.
So we'll start the fourth quarter brought to you by Valley Implement, serving the ag community here in the area since 1951.
Getting a little bit chilly out here, coming up on 9 o'clock.
Second down and 10. Four wides to the right for Preston. They throw it underneath the Peck. Oh, he's got a lot of running room down the sidelines. 40 strides up a man. He's brought down at the 44. Nice play by Cody Anderson, 24 for Snake River, to hang in there. Otherwise, Peck's going all the way.
Ty Hyde had 4 or 5 of those Snake River defensive players about a foot behind him, ready to hit him when he released that ball and got it out to Peck.
Unofficially, that puts Hyde right at the 200-yard mark for the night, as Ward, I should say, runs straight ahead and gets back to the line of scrimmage. May lose, actually, about a foot and a half. So it'll bring up second down and a long 10. It's supposed to be like 75 tomorrow. Can we front load some of that for right now?
Please.
My goodness. It's getting chilly. Hyde rolling, throwing. He's got a man down the middle. He's got 2 men there. There's Dunn. And he dropped it.
Hit him in his shoulder pads as he was looking over his shoulder. He just couldn't quite wrap his hands around it. So close.
Dunn was there. Schmaley was there. But Dunn, as you said, just kind of ran under it. It came down on the shoulder pad, and he wasn't able to hang on. Third down and 10. Dunn comes out. 3 receivers right for the Indians. Fake it. Hyde spins out of there, finds himself in a crowd, and almost has it picked off. He tried to get it to Garrett Ward in a nice defensive play.
Mitch Lindsay there from the defense for. Am I right on that?
Or was it Armando Garza, 21?
Yeah, it's Garza.
So fourth down, that's going to bring on Smith to try to punt it away. 1-point lead for the Indians, 27-26. Smith's last punt was pretty good, and this one end over end. This is the time it's going to bounce and roll. As it does rolls right down to about the 20-yard line and stops there, and that's where it's going to be downed as Schmaley picks it up and hands it to the referee. So first and 10 for Snake River at their own 20 with 10:51 remaining on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard here in quarter number 4 tonight. And the fourth quarter, of course, brought to you by Valley Implement. So the offense back out of the field. Lindsey at quarterback, line up under center. Single set back behind him. Man in motion goes right as they'll give it to Rimsdale. Rimsdale gets across the 25, falls forward to the 26 after a 6-yard gain.
Andrew Iverson brings him down. Pick up the tackle.
They have 3 men approaching 100 yards on the ground. In fact, one of them is already over. In Young, I have him at 106 yards. Give it to Young again, coming here to the near side. He's caught from behind and drugged down. That'll be a loss of yardage. As Hudson Nelson able to chase him down from behind, big number 65. So Young with 106 unofficially. Gunnar Ramsdale with 89 has gotten all the short, hard runs up the middle. But then Palmer also has 86 yards on the ground thanks to those big runs that he's had tonight. 3 receivers left, right I should say. They'll hand it off inside. It goes to Young, twisting and spinning as Iverson grabs a hold of him. But they will have enough for a first down. That'll move the chains. And a flag comes in late, right in the middle of the Preston defense. Now Zay Davis goes over and tries to grab somebody, Smith it looks like, to keep him away from the officials, and it wouldn't surprise me if that's who this unsportsmanlike is going to be against.
They were trying to unstack that pile after the tackle to see where to spot the ball, and all of a sudden the flag comes out of the middle of the pile. So not only do they pick up a first down with the run, they get a first down off the penalty. That's pretty good, 2 first downs in one play.
That's 16 first downs on the night unofficially tonight for Snake River. Handoff to Rimsdale. Across the 50, across the 45, falls forward to the 43-yard line. That's going to be another 8-yard run for Mr. Rimsdale. That'll get him a little closer to the 100-yard mark.
This has definitely been an offensive battle tonight. Defense for either team hasn't really showed up.
I'm really surprised that Snake River has had the success. Rimsdale again going off the right side, has another first down as he gets across the 30, or to the 40 rather, up to about the 38-yard line. That's going to put him over 100 yards. I'm surprised that Snake River has had the success running right directly at the interior line of Preston.
Yes. Yeah, it doesn't go for a yard or 2. It goes for 8 or 10.
So that unofficially on our stat sheet puts Rimsdale over 100 yards tonight with that last carry. There's Rimsdale again going off the right side. There's something over there that they like, as the running right has been so successful for them tonight as Rimsdale picks up another 7 yards.
You know, they saw it, I guess, right from the very first play of scrimmage in this game, because it went off the right side of the line and went for like 17 yards. And they've just stayed with it.
Yeah, there's something they saw in preparation in film this week off that right side that really they like, is they've been able to really get around the corner. Of course, that end over there is Hudson Nelson, and the corner on that side is Scott Dunn. They run straight ahead this time. That's pretty much stacked up, but it should be right at good enough for a first down, and looks like it's as they unstack the pile. Ramsdale needed a couple for a first down. They're still looking at it.
Nope. Short by 6 inches.
And now they're going to bring the chains into measure. So Ramsdale with 2 more yards. And we'll bring the chains in and see exactly if he got the first down or not.
Barely got it. It's right at the chain.
Unofficially, I now have Young and Ramsdale both with 111 yards in rushing tonight.
Well, if it is a first down, it's just by a nose.
They stretch it out. Tell you what, he's just a hair short. So it'll be third down and about
a half a foot.
Yeah, the PA announcer said half a foot, but that's optimistic. It's more like about 3 inches.
Oh, come on. I says he was short by 6 inches before they ever brought the chains out.
Well, you were close. That might mean you might get 2 numbers tonight on the lotto.
Okay.
As they'll run it out again off the right side and pick up the first down this time as Remsdale will run it again.
6-yard pickup.
Remsdale for 6 more. And another first down.
7:23 left in this game.
Snake River is approaching 20 first downs for the game. First and 10 at the 24. Here comes Young again. Young breaks a tackle and then slips down at about the 10-yard line.
Trying to cut it back inside. Found a slick spot. His knee hit. He bounced back up. They're going to place it where, kind of in between where his knee hit and where he actually ended up.
That's a gain of 14. And another first down makes it first and goal from the 8.
Got to hold him out of the end zone. Got to keep this lead.
1-point lead for Preston. Handoff, Young. Trying to find a crease. Gets down inside the 5, down near the goal line. They're going to hold him just out. So he'll pick up 7 on the play, be second down and goal from the 1.
6:30 left in the game. The score is 27-26 in favor of the Indians, but the Snake River team is just 2 yards from another touchdown.
See if they'll run up the middle. They give it to Young. He did all the work anyway. Let him finish it off as he runs it in for the touchdown.
So it's
the touchdown.
32-27 in favor of the Panthers.
So Snake River, the 1-yard touchdown run by Trenton Young. Makes it 32-27, and they'll go for 2 again.
Snake River for the 2-point conversion.
Full house backfield. Lindsay wants to throw, flips it over the top, and this one is in. Little short pass. Good for the 2-point conversion. Makes it 34-27.
6 minutes and 13 seconds left in the ball game.
And with 6:13 left, Preston has their work to do. Has work their cut out for them. Take a timeout, come back with more fourth quarter action brought to you by Valley Implement. As we'll take a timeout on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
Are you looking for a better interest rate on your bank accounts or checking account? Then Lewiston State Bank has the answer for you. This is Robert Stevenson, and I'm here to tell you about our MyRate checking account. It is a free checking account that can earn a high interest rate on the first $25,000. This rate is even higher than most savings accounts. So stop by and visit me at our Logan branch on 3rd South in Maine, or go to our website at ls-bank.com and ask us how you can qualify for this high interest rate on your checking account. Lewiston State Bank, a division of People's Intermountain Bank, member FDIC.
Well, Preston now trailing by 7, 34-27, 6:13 left here in the fourth quarter on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard. Valley Implement proudly brings you the fourth quarter, serving the ag community since 1951. Another little pooch kick is going to come to Iverson, and again, he can't get it, but he didn't touch it. He lets it roll out of bounds, which is fortunate, because now that means the ball is going to come out after the 35 on the penalty for kicking the ball out of bounds.
I think if he could have touched that, he would have, because he fully intended to pick it up.
I honestly think he reached down to get it and just whiffed on it.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
So here comes Preston with their own 35 starting this time. And need to do a couple of things. Put together a time-consuming drive and put it in the end zone. And try not to leave Snake River much time. So they'll start 4 wides, 2 to each side, peck the lone setback with Hyde in the backfield.
7-point lead. They're going to need at least a touchdown and 2-pointer to win.
Hyde looking, throwing down the middle. And it's just too tall out of the hands of Isaiah Smith, and it's incomplete. Smith had a couple of steps on his defender, but just a little bit too tall for him.
His fingers felt the breeze of the ball as it flew by.
Absolutely they did.
It's that close.
So 2nd down and 10 from the 35. They'll go 2 setbacks this time, 3 wides, 2 to the right side. Handoff comes this way. That's Smith. Flag behind the play. Smith gets up to the 45, or check that, the 40. Let's see what the penalty's going to be. It's against Preston. Holding penalty behind the play. So that's going to move the ball back.
Penalty is going to be against the Indians.
It'll move the ball back all the way back to the 23. So the holding penalty.
Looks like somebody on the blind side of Ty Hyde was trying to protect him. Held on a little bit too long, got caught.
So 2nd down and 23. From their own 22. They need to get the ball out here to the 45-yard line. 3 receivers right. Hyde rolling, throws underneath. That's to Schmaley, catches it, knocked out of bounds. Schmaley will hang on to it. Short gain up to the 28-yard line. So that's a 6-yard completion.
.5:20 left in the 4th quarter. Preston, Idaho this evening.
3rd down, 17 still to go. Hyde looking, a little pump and go. Oops, he's going to go down as Snake River has their first sack of the night in a very opportune time, as Preston's going to have to kick the ball away on 4th down, and a lot coming up.
4th and 22. 4:52 left in the game. Snake River has a 7-point lead. Ron Keller Tire scoreboard.
Smith in on punt formation here. Gets it away, high booming kick.
Pretty.
Bounces over on the far side. Whoops, look out. Bounces back into the middle. And it's going to be down at the Snake River 47-yard line as Schmaley down to get a hand on it. And that's where Snake River's offense is going to come back out. Yeah, now, if you ever need a 3 and out, this is where it's got to be.
Yes.
4:31 left here in the 4th on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard. The 4th quarter brought to you by Valley Implement, proudly serving the ag community since 1951. So look for Snake River to continue just to pound the ball on the ground. 1st down, straight ahead, Rimsdale.
They did, right up the middle.
Gets a couple of yards. More importantly, it's going to keep the clock running, and they can start using some clock here.
Short gain, 2nd and 7.
2nd and 7 coming up. Clock runs, 4:05 to play on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard. Again, Rimsdale straight ahead, short of the 1st down, up to about the 47-yard line, so give him another 3 yards.
Davis on the stop for the Indians.
As the clock is becoming an ally now of Snake River.
3rd and 4 right here. Let's show some noise for the
Third down and call it 4. This is a big play right here for the Preston defense. Boy, they need to bottle this thing up. Lindsey keeps, gets around the corner, has the 1st down. You know, they've had so much success that sets that play up so nicely. As a little fake dive play, and then Lindsey just keeps it going around the corner.
Their offense sets up so tight, and their handoffs happen so quick that it's hard to see the ball once the quarterback has it in his hands from under center. And so there's so many options that they can do because the ball's hidden from the defense.
Give it back to Young, coming to the near side off the left side.
Gets across the 35 to the 34 before he's brought down.
Zay Davis on the stop. Called his name several times tonight.
Young gets a couple on the play. So that grinded out running game for Snake River is upwards of about 340 yards on the ground so far tonight.
They have an injury on the far side. One of their players was going over, looked like he was going to talk to his coach, and he just fell down. They've called an injury timeout. There's a Snake River player laying right over on the sideline on the other side of the field, about the 40-yard line. I never did see who it was. I thought he was actually going to talk to his coach.
Yeah. So either way, we have a break here with 2:51 left. Lindsay went over to talk to the coach. He's coming back onto the field, so it's not Lindsay who went down.
You know, it was weird. I was literally looking at that player, and it's just like he was standing there, and all of a sudden he just fell over. Nobody around him.
That was Trenton Young.
Hope he's okay.
Young, the 5'10", 160-pound junior. So he gets off the field under his own power. Second down at 8 coming up. They'll wind the clock. Clock starts. Lindsay gives it to Ramsdale off the right side. Runs into a couple of guys there. Schmaley, the first guy to make contact with him. And then I believe it was Scotty Dunn to wrap him up. And that's picked up a couple of yards. Did Ramsdale. And now Preston's going to call a timeout with 3rd down and 4 coming up. With 2:34 left on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard.
Score is 34 for Snake River, 27 for Preston.
Preston needs to get off the field and get the offense back out there. You know, talked many times about me moving here from western Kansas, which is a big farming area. I can appreciate what a good ag business does and a good implement business does. And that's why Valley Implement is so important to the folks here in this area.
Yes.
And the things that they have done.
Actually, all over this region. They extend their services out for hundreds of miles. Valley Implement.
Yep. It's all the way back to 1951, serving the ag community here in Idaho and northern Utah. The officials trying to get the Preston offense back on the field here, or I should say the Snake River offense. 3rd down and 4 coming up.
I wish they were trying to get the Preston offense on the field. It'd be nice to have them on our side.
I think Young is back on the field, but they give it to, no, Lindsay keeps again going around the far side and has another 1st down. So another big run by Mitch Lindsay to move the chains.
I thought one of those pulling guards might have had a block in the back, but nobody saw it except me, I guess.
Put the ball down at the 22-yard line. Clock again starts to move after they set the chains. 2:20 to play on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard. Good effective chewing up the clock drive here by Snake Rivers. They certainly take their time to snap the ball. Lindsay sets under center. Ramsdale runs into a crowd. Short gain this time. Maybe get 2. But now we go under 2 minutes to play.
Another one of those, what do they call them? Tackles.
Little gang tackle there?
Yeah, everybody in the Preston roster was there to take him down. Student body left. There you go. Thank you.
So it's a 3-yard gain. 2nd down and 7 coming up after the timeout. 1:53 left here in the game on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard. That's the time left here in the Valley Implement sponsored 4th quarter.
Well, a bit of a chill in the air. We're going to have frost on the windshields again tomorrow. I can tell just by standing here tonight.
Going to have frost on the pumpkins. What are you talking about?
Well, that too.
Don't forget next week's 6:30 pregame, as Preston will travel to Middleton for a playoff game next Friday night. You'll be able to hear that game on AM 1340 and 105.5 FM, along with watching the video on mylocalradio.com. Rimsdale, again running off the right side, picks up about 5 yards and bring up 2nd down and 2. And the West Side game you'll be able to listen to on mylocalradio.com as well. So playoffs coming to the area with both Preston and Westside in action next week. 1:25 to play in the fourth quarter, and the big nose guard for Preston runs over the center, Zach Allen. That'll be a 5-yard walk-off on Zach, and bring another first down.
Well, I guess if you're going to go offside, you might as well knock your opponent on his back.
That's 20 first downs tonight for Snake River, unofficially on our stat sheet.
Wow.
Puts the ball right at the 10-yard line, so it's going to be 1st and goal with 1:07 to play. Clock runs with 1:05. Here comes the Snake River offense up to the line of scrimmage. They're going to just go to a knee here. Apparently Preston does not have any timeouts left, so they get in the victory formation, and Lindsay just goes to a knee and to bring up 2nd down.
I did not expect this much combined offense from these two teams tonight. That is something that I just wouldn't have dreamed of at the start of the game.
So they'll line up in the victory formation again, and the Preston winning streak will be over. And Snake River will beat Preston for the 4th straight year, even though they came in in a rebuilding mode this year. As Lindsay again takes a knee, and they don't have to snap it again. This one's over. So for Preston, we talked about right off the top of the show, make sure they don't fall into that trap game mode and come up with a lackluster performance, which really, when all is said and done, really that's what tonight's game was for the Indians. They really didn't play up to the way they had played the last 3 weeks, and Snake River took full advantage of it as they come away with the 34-27 win here tonight. So we'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have the post-game show. We'll wrap this one up. We'll do that all after this on 105.5 FM, the AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com. This has been a live presentation of Preston Indians football by Preston Radio, LLC. Tonight's game has been brought to you by Preston Auto Parts, CarQuest, Valley Implement, Ron Keller Tire, Lewiston State Bank, Franklin County Medical Center, My Local Radio, West Motors, Stokes Market True Value, S&T Electric, Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union, and Idaho Salvage. Now stay tuned for the postgame show, coming right up.
In addition to local information and the best live coverage of local sports, you can stream music 24/7 at mylocalradio.com. Log on and choose the music you like best. Classic or modern country, indie, adult contemporary, or classic rock. Stream it live through your computer or cell phone. Listen to the music you want and don't miss the information you need. Like us on Facebook and visit mylocalradio.com today.
As the seasons change, it's a good time to take a close look at your car and truck tires. Check the tread and look for signs of uneven wear. If you have a question, stop by Ron Keller Tire and have one of the tire experts take a look. If you need new tires to get you safely through, they'll help you select the right tires for your vehicle and driving style. With a huge inventory from several manufacturers, Ron Keller Tire can care for your tire needs at a price that's right. You can trust all your tire needs to Ron Keller Tire in Preston and North Logan.
Health West is a nationally recognized community health center that provides patient-centered health care for everyone. From newborn to complicated care, Health West is always accepting new patients in Medicaid, Medicare, insured, and even if you don't have insurance. Available in 8 locations throughout Southeast Idaho. Call 208-852-3200 for an appointment in Preston. Health West, empowering our patients and communities by providing quality, affordable health care.
This is the Preston Indians postgame show. Coming up, we'll recap tonight's game, take a look at the final stats, and a look at other games from around the area on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard. We welcome you back as the night got cold and chilly tonight, and kind of the offense was greeted the same way tonight for Preston. Even though they put 34 points on the board, they couldn't get the points when they needed them. Late in the fourth quarter, they really couldn't get the ball back when they needed it because Snake River went on about a 5 or 6 minute drive that ate up the rest of the clock, the game clock, and the ground game for Snake River really became the difference in the game tonight.
Big time, and also the defense stepped up at that point in the time for Snake River too, and was able to, when Preston did get the ball, they were able to take it back quickly and get it back to that offense that just ground it out.
And that's exactly what they did. They grounded out all night between 3 of their main ball carriers, Trenton Young, Gunnar Ramsdale, and Brandon Bowden Palmer. They ran up 352 yards on the ground tonight between the 3 of them. So, yeah, they really were able to grind it out and keep the ball and keep the clock moving. I think they learned a big lesson last week when they lost to American Falls, that they needed to control the clock better because they'd let American Falls score late and win the game, and they never gave Preston that opportunity tonight.
No, not at all. In fact, just the opposite. They took the opportunity away completely. So, lesson learned, it looks like.
Yep. So the scoring goes looks like this for the game tonight, as it was Gunnar Ramsdale with a 1-yard run early on in the first quarter that put Snake River up 6-0 after the 2-point conversion was no good. They added Preston got even on a 66-yard scoring pass from Ty Hyde to Luke Smaley. Field goal, the point after was no good, and it was 6-6 after the first quarter. Ramsdale wasn't done. A 4-yard touchdown run in the second quarter made it 12-6 after the point after was good, made it 14-6. And then Hyde ran 9 yards for calling his own number. Point after was good, and we were tied at 14 going to the halftime break. After an onside kick to start the third quarter, Ramsdale capped off the drive on a 6-yard touchdown run to make it 20-14. And then a fumble on the kickoff return by Preston, and it was Snake River who got the ball again in Ramsdale. In the first play went 11 yards right up the middle and took it into the end zone, and it became 26-14 early on in the third quarter. Preston was trying to get back into the game. They put a couple of touchdowns back on the board to get a lead before the end of the third quarter. A 17-yard touchdown pass from Ty Hyde to Isaiah Smith, and then a blocked punt recovered in the end zone by Connor Schaefer. The point after made it 27-26, and we headed to the fourth quarter. Just one touchdown in the fourth quarter, a 1-yard run for Snake River, scored by Trey Young, as the point after was good, and it made it 34-27, and that's the way the game ended. But, again, it's 4 wins in a row now for Snake River, and coming in with their own coach, Jeb Harrison, admitting that they were on an all-out rebuilding mode. This becomes a little bit of a stunning win for Snake River because Preston had played so well the last 3 weeks, and it just didn't show that tonight.
Didn't show up. One highlight that I will point out is the number of penalties that they had. They significantly reduced the number of penalties in tonight's game as opposed to even the previous 3 wins. So there is a highlight to pick out of this game for Preston.
Right.
Unfortunately, it's not a win.
No, it's not a win. We'll take a break. We'll come back, look at the stats, and wrap up tonight's game and tell you about what you can look forward to next week on the Friday night here on Preston Indian Football. We'll do that as we continue on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
The D. Glenn Smith Spectrum on the campus of Utah State University is one of the most electric venues in college basketball. Don't miss your opportunity to secure Utah State basketball season tickets for the 2018-19 season. Join new head basketball coach Craig Smith on the Aggies' quest for a Mountain West Conference championship. To purchase USU basketball season tickets, visit UtahStateAggies.com or call 1-888-U-State-1.
Home sweet home. That's where you go for a home-cooked meal, a good night's sleep, and, well, people who just like you for who you are. So if you call Cache Valley home, we hope you'll call West Motor home. Home to Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and of course home to Ram trucks. West Motor Company is home to so many car buyers in this area. It's because they treat you right and give you the best deal they can possibly finagle. Simply put, it feels right at West Motor. WestMotorCompany.com. Welcome home.
On the stat sheet tonight, first for Snake River, their quarterback, Mitch Lindsay, didn't try to throw the ball very much and really didn't have to because they were having such success on the ground. He was 5 of 10 for 62 yards tonight passing. The big numbers came in on the ground in the running game. Trenton Young, 20 carries unofficially for 135 in the game. Lindsay carried the ball 4 times for 50 yards. Gunnar Ramsdale carried it 24 times unofficially for 131 yards. And then when you add up the big runs by Bowden Palmer, he had runs of 37, 19, 20, and 26. He had 5 carries for 86 yards in the game. Unofficially, that's 352 yards on the ground tonight for the Snake River Panthers. As far as the offense for Preston goes tonight, the big number, of course, Ty Hyde is 12 of 16 passing this evening as he goes over the 200-yard mark again. Unofficially, he goes for 207 yards passing tonight. Not much of a ground game that Preston could really get going as the defense was really able to string things out, trying to get around the corners. They did have some success trying to get around the corner. Caleb Peck carried the ball for right at 50 yards in the game as Iverson carried the ball just a few times with marginal success. He ran for about 35 yards in the game here tonight as well. So coming up next week, it's playoff action. They get on the bus, 4 hour and 45-minute bus ride as they're going to head to Middleton and try to take on the Middleton team who started play tonight at 7-1. But like Coach Thorson said in our pregame chat, there's 16 teams that get to play next week, and they're one of them.
For the first time in quite a while, they're one of them. Preston.
Yeah, you mentioned that earlier today. How many years has it been since they've qualified for postseason? Do you know?
John?
Hasn't been that long?
Oh, hasn't it? Okay.
Well, it's
John said it wasn't that long.
It's been a few years since they had a winning record, so it's been a few years anyway. So it's good to have Preston back in the postseason, and we'll have that game for you here not only on AM 1340 and 105.5 FM, but also you'll be able to watch it on mylocalradio.com. Pre-game show starts about 6:30 next week. Kickoff at 7 as we will come to you live from Middleton, Idaho next Friday night. So we will look for you then. For John Slaughter and Val Cook, I'm Dan Hubbard. Thanks for listening tonight as Snake River beats Preston by the final score of 34-27. And have a good weekend, everybody. Thank you for listening to the Preston Indians postgame show. This broadcast has been a production of Preston Broadcasting, LLC, and was intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Use of any portion of this production, its accounts or descriptions, in whole or in part, may not be used or rebroadcast without the express written permission of Preston Broadcasting, LLC.